Ain't afraid of dying. Here we go. Okay, we get Streamlabs up and running, and we're almost completely live. Okay. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to one of the monthly segments where I chat with the audience because, well, I need that engagement. Plus, who doesn't love talking about games? This month we had Gamescom, and we'll be looking over September's games, which is pretty fortunate we can merge these two into one video, or should we say live stream, because, well, not a lot of games are coming out next month. Huh. My little chat box is not popping up. Game overlay, it's on. So why ain't that working? Okay, does that fix it? Okay, this was working last time I did the stream, so why is the overlay on Streamlabs not working this time? Well, while I deal with this, it'll give people a chance to jump in here if we start talking about Gamescom first. Okay, so it's there. Toggle positioning off. Enabling game overlay, and it should be working. Let me send a test. Nope, don't want to do that. Test. Just send that straight to YouTube. Streamlabs. What the hell? I do not know why this isn't working today. Turn that off. Hop back over. Turn that on. The overlay allows me to see what chat's saying without having to hop back and forth between my Streamlabs. I only have a single monitor, which means I actually have to be able to see chat, and this in-game overlay makes it really useful to be able to do that. And it was working last time, but for some reason, let me just click reset. It's not working at all this time. Okay. The key binding ain't working either. Oh, that might be the problem. Let's see if that fixes it. Haha, there we go. So I have to key bind it. I have like keys you can program. Makes it pretty useful for managing streaming stuff. And unfortunately, one of them got. I think I actually rebranded all of them to not Control Alt, but to Control. I'll check that later. Good news is we can now see chat. Okay, so let's get into the first thing and talk about Gamescom. Fall Season 2. I cannot wait for Todd Howard to retire. I'm not even going to watch that. Just like I'm not going to set myself on fire to know that burning alive sucks. And you may say that's a false equivalency, but it's a general principle of the matter. You can't absolutely destroy the lore of a franchise and then have fans of that franchise like it. See, that's a problem a lot of these people don't understand. Is when the tourists, they're like, well, I'm a Fallout fan. I love the Fallout shows. Like, okay. Stuff has definitions, right? A french fry is a french fry because it's a french fry. When I say french fry, you all know what I'm talking about. A fried potato stick. Well, what if I said french fry and instead of a fried potato stick, it was scrambled eggs? And when someone says, well, I love french fries, but they're having a plate of scrambled eggs. And it's like, no, you clearly don't like french fries. You're not eating french fries, even though you're calling what you're eating french fries. It's probably a really bad description of what I'm trying to talk about, but I'm getting at here. Like, that ain't Fallout. And I'll be honest, had Todd Howard never said that show was canon, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, well, it's a crap show, but let the TV watchers have their crap show. It doesn't really impact our games, the game universe, so it doesn't really hurt us at all. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna crap on it, but it doesn't really hurt us. It can just be comfortably ignored. But it can't be comfortably ignored. And that's the problem. And then there's Black Myth Q. Let's check this trailer out. I've already watched some of these.
Brother, help me here. You ain't even trying. It's all me. Look at that belly of yours. Where's the mountain? Hey, you're falling flat, losing again.
Drop that coswallop. Master will take us back, as long as we keep that mountain in her heart.
Hey. No scolding, no flogging, life spared. Why risk going back? This place, we've got food on our table and...
Forgot to unmute the mic. Oh, don't worry, I'll get better at this. If I actually... Okay, no, wait. Don't show recent events. I thought that meant something completely different. Fix that. All right, there we go. So I don't know who that guy is, but I mean, Black Myth Wukong followed Wukong the Monkey King. It's another guy from the Mythos. It'll probably be a pretty exceptional Souls-like game that everyone will love, and I'll eventually get around to playing. It had Denevo on PC. As you guys know, I don't do Denevo. Try my best not to do Denevo. So I had to wait for it to come to the console I play, which is Xbox. And they had that year exclusivity deal with Sony that they lied about not having, but very coincidentally, very coincidentally, Black Myth Wukong came out 1 year later. What a coincidence. Yeah, excuse me. Hey, Skinny. Wait. Oop, sorry about that. The overlay blocks. Okay, wait. So, why ain't the chat showing? Hey, Wild, send another message on YouTube. I want to make sure this thing's actually working right. I think I'm being betrayed. Now, if you're over on Rumble watching, just so you know, I do have to hop back over because Rumble is not consolidated on Streamlabs, chat thing. Which is unfortunate. All right. I mean, pretty good start after, that cancer-inducing fall show. The fall show makes me wish for a nuclear winter. Haha, I made funny. Halloween. Now, my friend is like a huge Halloween fan. He will probably love the hell out of this, especially because this game is going to have a single-player campaign. Now, it's being made by the same guys that made the Friday the 13th game, I believe Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Predator game. They basically handed all those multiplayer IPs, and their games overall are okay. Like, not the greatest, not horrible either. Okay, so you really can't click on that little window. Noted. But the fact that this is going to be the first game that has a single-player campaign is actually pretty exciting because a lot of their games, as people have complained about, pretty much die within a few months. And then there's really nothing you can do about it because they're multiplayer games. But if it has a single-player campaign, then it will have more staying power because at least when the multiplayer dies, which will, again, probably be in a few months, you'll be able to enjoy the single-player campaign. Resident Evil Requiem. Okay, so I've already made up my mind on Resident Evil Requiem. Day one purchase. And if you don't know much about Capcom, they have this really nasty tendency to spoil the entire game in the previews. Not always, they've gotten better at it, but I swear, like, this started back with, not Journey to the Savage Planet, Lost Planet 3, where they had this big mystery. It's like, oh, are you the first sellers? Are you not? It's like, oh, man, I can't wait to play this. This is going to be pretty cool. I mean, you already know you're not, but, you don't know the details yet. And then in one of their trailers, they literally showcase all the people that were on the planet before you. So half the game's story was spoiled in the trailers. So once I've decided I'm going to play a game from Capcom, I pretty much just kind of stopped looking at the previews for that game. Because I just don't want them to spoil the whole freaking story. Now, Lego Batman, if you like the Arkham games, we're getting an open world Batman game that follows the Dark Knight trilogy. I don't know how faithfully it's going to follow, but it supposedly follows that. which is pretty cool. I mean, kind of funny that we're actually getting a open world Batman game from the Lego people when Rocksteady can't deliver crap anymore, and that game actually looks pretty exceptional. I mean, it's a Lego game, but it looks like the Batman Arkham series, but Legoized. Which is kind of really funny that we're getting a better open world Batman game than what Rocksteady has been able to deliver. And even though I've already seen the Silk Song trailer, let's watch it again anyway, because that's
For 6 years, Team Cherry has been crafting Hollow Knight Silk Song. It is highly anticipated and Steam's most wish-listed game. Well, tonight, I can finally definitively tell you that Silk Song is 100% actually launching this year. And behind me, you're seeing some brand new Silk Song gameplay, the first extended look since the last trailer in 2022. And starting tomorrow, you guys here at Gamescom can play a demo at the Nintendo and Xbox booths. There you go, Silk Song is real. And on Thursday, Team Cherry.
I really thought that was going to be the extended trailer. But, yep, as glorious as we all anticipated, 3 games have already been delayed out of September because of Silk Song's announcement. So, big gameplay there. Oh, no, big reveal. Sorry, I'm kind of even though I've not been up that long, I'm kind of tired, so. Now, Valor Mortis. Okay, so have you guys played Ghost Runners? So they've decided to make a Souls game, and it looks like if the developers of Ghost Runners made a Souls game. Looks pretty cool. Let me check over here on Rumble. Getting no comments. Check Streamlabs. Okay, no more comments. Yeah, so like I said, when you see the gameplay, it looks like a game made by the developers of Ghost Runner. It has a lot of Ghost Runner movement vibes in there. And you know what the funny thing is, despite owning, I believe I own both Ghost Runner games, I've really got to actually sit down and play them. Now, if you think I'm glazing this event, Gamescom, let me assure you that there's not a lot of really great reveals. Just that the good stuff, Resident Evil Requiem, Halloween, Black Myth, Open World Lego Batman, Silksong, is all at the beginning. I haven't seen this one yet. Let's check this one out.
Millions of souls pour into the underworld every day. You're no different. My lord, he's here.
I bid you walk the mortal world once more. Fallen leaves return to their roots. You shall gather the souls that stray.
I've watched over this city for ages, and every name in your scroll of death. Not one of them dies quietly. You, a soulless husk. You can judge my fate. Why wrestle rogues when their artifact can do what brute strength cannot?
What? The soulless husk?
The living cast their dead to flame, and sacrifice ignites the war banners!
Here we go again.
If you know not life, how can you know death?
And I love Chinese mythology. So, for those that are not as fluent with Eastern mythologies and, well, paganism in general, the afterlife typically is ruled over by someone, and like in Greek mythology, it was Hades. I do not know who rules over it in Chinese mythology. They're typically just called the king of the underworld, as the word hell is a more Western term, though often you'll hear him called the king of hell. What they refer to that is actually the king of the underworld. And this person here, just there's a courts too. And how am I tired? My brain's slipping. So there's courts. They'll decide. Basically, there's a whole systematized thing in Asia that will help decide like what's going to happen. Like if you like royally screw up, you actually suffer for quite a bit of time before you're allowed to incarnate again. But once you've gone through your penance, you incarnate again. And the king of the world here is letting him go back in. And I love all the Chinese mythology in that. So I wasn't sure at first if it was Japanese or Chinese. I didn't want to say Chinese and it'd be Japanese because, well, you know how bad that is. Well, it's there's no real reason to go for Silksong. We all know it's going to be great. That's a wonderful thing when developers, especially indie ones, become like rich, is they can take as much time as they want perfecting their game because they no longer need to worry about putting out a product that produces money. Well, they need it to be successful. I'm not saying the new one doesn't need to be successful, but they have the reserves to spend years perfecting the next game. Whereas other indie developers, they kind of need to have their game out a set amount of time in order to make money to just pay the bills. So Silksong has had the luxury of taking as long as the developers wanted to take on it. Same thing with Haunted Chocolatier. After he became a multimillionaire, he don't need to worry about paying the bills, so he can take as much time as he wants making his game. There's Call of Duty Black Ops 7. They actually had a pretty interesting trailer. I'm generally not a Black Ops guy. I'm not a Call of Duty guy, actually, I should say. But I like the trailer. It'll probably be on Game Pass. I might give it a chance on Game Pass. But I do not play Call of Duty multiplayer. I don't really play multiplayer, period. World of Warcraft. Next. New Berlin. I've seen people complain about that game before this. Let's check it out.
Did you know that black holes are extremely dense objects with such strong gravitational force that nothing can escape them?
All right, I'm going to correct this right away. All right, black holes are gravity run amok. They're not dense objects, though my personal theory is they do have a material core. The current scientific understanding of black holes is that they are literally a clump of gravity that is running amok. And though science says that nothing escapes them, they regularly document things escaping them. So I have absolutely no idea how the hell science has not updated that. It'd be like, yeah, no one ever comes out of that house. What about that party of teens right there? I mean, okay, they came out of the house. Oh, hey, those police also came out of the house. And that cleaner and that other dude. So realistically, what black holes do is they take matter and they shred it down to probably the subatomic level, maybe even the quark level, and then they spew it out as a quasar. I think that's the one. Now, we've actually documented a few interesting black holes in existence. One which spews out electricity, one spews out water. There's a whole nebula of water around it, believed to originate from the black hole. The black hole is literally chewing everything up and then spitting it out as water. Now, this spitting out locations typically happen around, I'm going to guess, the poles, but when we actually be able to look at black holes, we're probably going to discover that in reality, there's probably like some kind of like polar, like, you have the magnetic poles and then you have the gravitational poles of Earth, or the, no. How's that work again? So you have magnetic north and then there's true north. So probably something very similar to that with a black hole, where we can tell there's two spots on a black hole where it will spew out, though it may not align to their poles. Again, we're just basically looking at space and we kind of see this stuff happening, but we don't really have a clue. We're just making really educated guesswork. Hold on a minute, some noise in the background. Let's get back to the trailer.
Not even light. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, likewise.
You ever wonder if we're the ones pulling the strings? Or just living inside someone else's dream? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Okay. We're in a matrix or a dream has already been disproven mathematically. We ran the equations through computers. No, we are not in a simulation. Simulation theory has been debunked. And then the proponents of simulation theory, but what about all this stuff? So they're like, okay. So they enhanced the math, reran it through the computers, and once again, no, we are not in a simulation. We're not in something's dream. Now, how does math determine that? Well, I'm not a mathematician, so I can't tell you. But people who are more mathematically inclined than myself were able to figure out how to attribute physical elements of the universe and various elements of the universe to a mathematical figure, and then be able to use that to determine whether or not we're in a simulation. And I'm not going to lie, when I hear two back-to-back absurdities in a trailer, I'm kind of like, okay, you're trying to be smart, but you're not smart. Now, you're probably wondering, though, okay, why does simulation theory keep coming up, though? Okay, despite the fact it's been debunked, like flat Earth theory, which, by the way, fun fact, historically was never actually an accepted theory. It emerged, like, I believe, in the early 1900s in some academia. And then they just randomly keep saying that it was people believed it at some point, but actually, reality, throughout most of human history, the majority of mankind believed the Earth was a sphere. Like, there's been a couple points where I think that, if I remember what I read correctly, they actually thought flat Earth was flat, but it's like it was never a major overarching belief that most people subscribe to. But back to this trailer.
Even if this is a simulation, the pain still feels real.
Neo Berlin, what do I really know about it? She's like you. She needs your help.
I followed every thread, reconstructed memories. None of it fits.
You think you're solving the case. This is so much bigger. What if the case is you?
The world only works with order. Without order, chaos breaks out. It's out of balance and we must restore it. Do you understand that, Nolan?
Yes.
Nolan, what have you done?
Okay, so it looks like one of those games that's going to have some really good gameplay and an absolute dog shit story. Been a while since I've seen one of those. I'm probably going to pass on it because, unfortunately, stories that are that bad really just annoy the everlasting hell out of me. Ooh, I haven't seen the Silent Hill F trailer. Now, for anyone concerned about Silent Hill F, Silent Hill F is the only one of the announced Silent Hill games that J.J. Abrams has not touched. During the presentations for this game, they have never uttered the phrase modern audience. Now, there was some controversy about there being a content warning, but the content that they warned about confirms that it's going to be a good Silent Hill game. Pardon me. So overall, yeah, this is going to be a great game. Or so I desperately hope. Let's check this out.
Coordinates are 1 to HQ. We haven't found an active suspect at the scene. Chances are good, but it's still no one. You better consider the hunt. Over.
Last seen fleeing Tsuneyoshi Shrine. Exercise extreme caution.
You saved my life and laid claim to my soul. In turn, I shall save your souls by claiming the life of your old self.
What's that? What is this place?
This way.
better get going.
Blue Lantern is a spirit lantern. This game is giving me some massive Fatal Frame vibes, which is great because I love Fatal Frame. By the way, check out Fatal Frame. The games are all on PlayStation and Xbox. Not sure about PC yet, but you can give them a shot. If you like horror games, Fatal Frame's a fantastic franchise.
A good day is always an extraordinary day. An extraordinary day is an always good day. With that in mind, today's a bit too extraordinary.
So this is where you are. I wondered where you had gone. You need to start getting ready. It's time to say your goodbyes. You're going to kill them with your own hands.
What's going on? No, it's got my home too. The halls, the doors, everything's changed. Tell me, who are you? Please. Just die.
It must be hard for you to bid farewell to childhood friends.
Yes. No. It had to be done. As soon as I could.
Now, what's it say here? Buying or purchasing any digital products is a license. Not in Europe, dipshit! And as soon as they start coming up with digital rights, no, digital ownership right, that's what it's called. That's not going to be the case in America either. Also, remember this. If buying isn't purchasing, then piracy is not stealing. And chargebacking is not, it's also equally valid. Man, I swear, companies like this so take advantage of the fact that you don't want to nuke your ability to use the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store, the Steam Store, Epic Game Store, or wherever you buy games. But the funny thing is, if these companies yeeted their game from you, took it away from you, a lot of these stores, well, at least I know Steam, will at least let you keep your files. But yeah, they would be very interested in giving you a refund. But yeah, that is like one of the most douchebaggy things I have ever seen. They're just straight up telling you, yeah, you don't own it. You're buying a license. Man, the governments need to start cracking down on this nonsense. And the sad part is, eventually the governments will crack down on this nonsense. It's just going to take them a while to get around to doing so. And it's really funny, too, because, like, for AI development, like, the governments get it, right? Oh, we can't allow you to patent every little mechanic of AI because that would nuke the industry. But you can do the same thing for gaming, for mechanics. For some reason, they don't get it. Because my personal opinion, gameplay mechanics should not be patentable, but they let them patent them anyway. And look at what happened to Ubisoft. They tried pulling this nonsense. They're being sued for this nonsense. This is quite literally why we need government. Like, anyone who thinks that we don't need government, like, I hate to say this, but yeah, you need collective force to put the boot on the corrupt peoples like this neck. Snake Eater review, I don't really care. I hear it's okay. Road Kings, I believe that's one of those ones where you drive around. Not my cup of tea. My friend likes games like that. He might play it. Plays a lot of SnowRunner. Let's check this one out.
We had a deal, Seeker. I gave you a second chance. In return, hunt down those that hide from me. So go now and slay Seeker. Lest you wash up again on my shores, your frail body shatters and broken.
Looks like a Souls game with a bit more gore. I like gore. Not interested. Yo, I am surprised that that is actually getting a DLC considering how badly it sold. La Divina Commedia. And there's a lot of Souls games being announced today, isn't there? Like the last one's the third one, right? Sorry for games like this, because we just went like from some very visually splendid titles to like this one. Like, it doesn't look bad. It has an interesting art style, but it looks, I don't know, just a step down. How many? One Souls-like? Two, can we count Silksong as a Souls-like? No, we can't. 2, 3, 4. All right, so what are the 4 Souls-like? And I'm guessing that's Souls-like too, so that's 5 Souls-like games. I see what people complain about that. Valheim Call to Arms. I mean, it's Valheim. Now, surprisingly, Dawn of War 4. I was watching this trailer earlier, right?
Enemies of humanity.
You have all the
no respite, no remorse,
cinematics here.
No mercy. We are the wrath of the Emperor, his angels of death. But the Imperium lies broken, its armies scattered and reeling. Our foes rise to drag us down, and the galaxy has been torn asunder. On the world of Cronus, we make our stand. We are the Blood Ravens. There is no victory to claim here, only vengeance to enact. Whilst even one of us lives, we fight. For only in death does duty end.
You know, I gotta say, orcs are gotta be like the only race in 40K to be pretty excited they found a Necron tomb world. Like, everyone else is pretty much not going to be happy about that, but Orcs are going to be like, oh, it's like Christmas. But yeah, like, there's a lot of good cinematics. I'm like, oh, I mean, I'll see if it's good or not. And then it kicks into gameplay. The mini-map over here, you can see they can build buildings, deploy stuff. I think it was more of a staple from Dawn of War 2. Yeah. Build the construction. Decent visuals. So this, unlike Dawn of War 3, this actually looks like a Dawn of War game. More close to the original Dawn of War games than Dawn of War 2, because Dawn of War 2 was more of a hero. No, it's not a hero shooter. Was it like more MOBA? I can't remember the genre, but it was distinctly different from the original Dawn of War games. And then Dawn of War 3 was... Man, I don't gonna lie, it's been so long, I can't even remember why the hell Dawn of War 3 was hated so much. Oh, right, it looked like a crappy mobile game. Was that it? Doesn't really matter at this point. But that actually looks like it will be a satisfying Dawn of War game. Which is pretty good to see. Now, I'm looking forward to Lords of the Fallen, too. Now, see, I'm guessing that they had 2 DLCs that were leaked in development. I'm guessing those 2 DLCs are probably going to be on display here. Now, one of them, you're supposed to go to this kingdom at war. And I can't remember the details of the other one. Enjoy.
Our gods have forsaken us for fear of the coming darkness consumes all but you, Lampbearer. Something stirs within you, something ancient, powerful, hungry. So I ask you, will you harness this darkness within and deliver unto our so-called lords retribution? But should you fall, the world falls with you. Lords of the Fallen 2. Wishlist now.
Yeah, by now you've probably noticed that 2026 is going to be a very great year for gaming. Not so much this year. Let's see, let's check over at Rumble. No comments there. Okay. I'm not really a fighting game guy. Blood of the Dawnmark, I don't need to watch an 8-minute video on that. That game already looks really good. I'm definitely going to give that game a shot. And I don't really have much more to say about that. Man, why am I tired? Like, I haven't been up that long. I have a really weird sleep schedule, guys. Stalker 2 official PS5 release date trailer. I mean, yes, that's Stalker 2. It's okay. I'm kind of waiting for the what they call that system for the that controls everything. I can't remember what the hell it's called. I'm kind of waiting for that system to get back online before I finish playing that game. Ghost of Wokai. I swear every time they're like, "Oh, it has this really cool feature, Kevin. It's so cool. Are you still gonna hate it?" Yes, I am. 'Cause, 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 Okay, that's really lovely. Give me a minute, guys. I apparently do have to turn back on events. Alright, so I generally turn off... okay. From Kick. That's one of those advertisements. Why am I getting messages from Kick? With the notification, okay. Show recent events. Let's subscribe. Thanks for the follow, man. Now, generally, I keep turning those off, not because I'm ungrateful for follows. Also, nice to know that chat room is not working. Because I should be able to see chat there. But like you start having a lot of follows at one time, you're just going to hear back-to-back doing, 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 or whatever sound I have it currently equipped to. Because it does vary from time to time. Which, it just gets annoying when you're just doing gameplay streams because people are not going to want to hear, you know, doing, 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 doing. So I reserve sounds for donations, bits, raids. Like the bigger stuff that you're not going to really see that much. Let's see. Which Project Spectrum? Oh, yeah, back to Ghost of Wokai. Well, Santa Wokai. So when I hear all that stuff, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Now let me know when it comes in a proper Souls-like game. Not Souls-like. Man, I have no idea why I'm out of it, guys, tonight. Let me know that comes in a proper sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. And I swear, if you watch Endymion and you learn what Sony originally wanted for the Ghost franchise, if you're played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which objectively is the best Assassin's Creed game, it was supposed to be that for the modern day, not like modern audience, but with all the graphical improvements, systems, and all that, where you were building your own Brotherhood of Assassins called Ghosts. And as you fought the Mongols as they hit mainland Japan. And then, without Sony's approval, well, I'm sure there was some approval at some level, but the big office over in Japan, they changed it to this woke slop. And the funny thing is, on Twitter, there was a video where no one really reacted with excitement to woke. Even the journalists at Gamescom were just so yeah. Because they know what it's going to be. They know they're going to have to give this game 8s, 9s, 10s. And they know a lot of people are just straight not going to fucking play it. They know it's dead on arrival. And they're not impressed by it. And they know that they're going to damage their reputation defending it. They cannot be happy about that because the age where these outlets can just endlessly be antagonistic against the consumer, against the gamer, are over. Venture capital is drying up, and what was the name of that organization in the U.S. government? Nope, can't remember it. But that got shut down, so all that money is no longer flowing of tax dollars. It was actually funding a lot of this nonsense through NGOs and a whole wonderful network of corruption. But let's see what Project Spectrum is.
Can you describe the sound in the recording?
Sorry.
Let's go back to the start.
I remember the wind, strong wind. What the hell happened here?
We got company!
funny about soldiers just acting like super calm? And no, I'm not about to dunk on soldiers. I listened to what's the name of that channel? Oh man, can't remember his name. Yeah, I'm not very good at names tonight. Calls it I keep saying the smoke pit. It's a really good channel. Basically, it focuses on paranormal stories from soldiers. And let me tell you, like, you start seeing this bullshit, soldiers actually go, oh, hell no. Like, they'll do their job, right? But they will, oh, hell no. They'll go, oh, did you see that? Yeah, we're not going back in there. I mean, what? Oh, I wish we could see that in a game. Like, you have the, yeah, we're soldiers, we're going to follow orders, but the, oh, hell no, screw this nonsense. Not just like, oh, hey, let's keep walking through this as mannequins are being animated, and then now it's formed together into some super monster. That's some straight, we're leaving bullshit.
The loss is too heavy for you. But sometimes, loss can birth beasts and bury truths. What do you think? What if you are the beast?
The beast?
Watch out!
All right, I gotta look up and see what this thing is. But I gotta be careful with my searches. Let me look this up in there. Project Spectrum. Let's see, it refers to distinct initiatives, including the Department of Defense program, cyber. Okay, is that actually the real? Let me play the word game. So I'm like 50-50. That's actually the game. Oh, it's a PvEVP horror game. Man, that looked like it would be a really cool psychological horror. Man, what a waste. What a waste. Is this the one with the little girl on the moon, or is this the one with the rogue robots? I thought it was the girl on the moon, but this looks like the rogue robot one. Oh, rogue robots. Oh, actually, the reason window. Nice. 2025. Finally, we're getting something this year. Yay. All right, let's take a short break here. I'll be back in a few minutes. And I am back. Oh, sorry about the slurping there a bit earlier, guys. It's a nice herbal tea. Forget what it is from. It's pretty nice.
Where are my lamps? Hello there, fallen samurai.
To think, something like this was right under the city. What fearsome power! Be careful!
Oh, righteous! And after everything you and your awful kind put him through, too. Were you feeling left out? Here, let me show you something to cheer you up.
New ways controlling this lightning.
I don't have time for these stupid games!
I'm terribly sorry. Anyway, do enjoy.
Oh, looky, 2026. I'm telling you, like a third of these games being announced for 2026 are getting pushed out of 2026. Either because development is going to take longer or because they're not going to want to compete with each other. Also, not a huge fan of parry mechanics, so while I'll probably play this one, I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy it. Let's see, how's Rumble doing? Oh, hey. Hey there, let's see. Got a comment over here. Oh, it's another advertisement. Man. Oh, well. Elden Ring on the Switch 2 disaster. All right, look, man. That is clearly news. That is not Gamescom related. Replaces the beautiful, brilliant cyberpunk thriller. Yeah, I'm not watching 8 minutes on that. Nikki X Resident Evil. Raging Gold Eagle talks a lot about Nikke. Or Nikke. It's one of those gotcha games. It's supposed to be pretty good. Fussy 4D announcement. Alright, I'm just going to check this out because I got to see what 4D looks like.
Yo! Remember me? Your old pal Bubsy? From all those classic games you loved.
Was it something I said? What could possibly go wrong?
Forget about that. Let's talk about the new one. Bubsy 4D! Now this I like. So, where are we going next? Don't mind if I do. Zoink! They call me the Orange Blur. Do any of these outfits come with pants? I've only got one brain cell, right? And it's working overtime on this baby. Atari? I didn't even know they were still around.
Self-deprecating. I will get this word right, guys. Self-deprecating. There we go. Humor. It's all the rage. I love how we can't see the release date because of all the stuff. Thanks, IGM. Auto and action platformer looks pretty good. Has a nice change of pace. Yeah, the sequel to one of the greatest RPGs in history. That whenever someone mentions his name, they reinstall it. That someone else will reinstall it. And they remove the RPG mechanics. Oh, and if you want to play as the two races, you have to buy the DLC. Yeah, I am not going to be sad for the studio when they get with a round of layoffs when that game fails. Cinder City. City Builder, or what is it?
Freeze! ADF!
Get on the ground now! Drop your weapon or we'll shoot!
Drop your weapon! Last warning!
You've crossed the line. Are you trying to get us all killed here?
3 minutes to drop. Everyone stand by.
Ooh, let's hear it. Sorry about that, family stuff. I was asking for a container for my banana nut bread. Didn't really turn out as well as I wanted to this time. I forgot to melt the butter, then I used one of the rapid melting. Then the package got a little water on it. And one side of it, I had 2 trays. I can make these mini loaves, right? Because they're like the perfect size for like a serving. And then water got into the butter. And one side got cooked more than the other one. Let's see now. That ain't it. So we look back earlier here, her face ain't that great either. Yeah. Not the most feminine face. See, they can clearly make a good female face. So what's the deal with the other one? Man, I swear that other female looks like if you're trying to just mock the West design. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm getting some pretty bad brain fog right now, guys. Really sucks when that creeps up. Let's see. Is this what is this game anyway? Cinder City. Let's look this up real quick. Off screen. Cinder City game. It's an MMO. Man, that gameplay looked really good. I mean, I can bitch about the character models, but that gameplay was looking good. Man, I hate that too. It's like, oh, hey, check out how this game looks really good. MMO. Like, oh, man. I am actually really surprised that Call of the Lamb is getting a DLC. We got sex before we got weather. Good choice. Good choice. The Rogue Galaxy. Yeah, $1,000 handheld. Yeah, I think I'll just get... See, I'm conflicted on that. On one hand, yeah, it's $1,000, and I'm a brokey. On the other hand, Steam Deck is cheater. But on the other hand, the Xbox Ally is objectively more powerful than the Steam Deck. I played the demo on that. It was okay. I need to work on the story a bit. And then you start being able to mind control dinosaurs. In the feedback, I actually sent them a study on ultrasonic manipulation of the brain. Pretty fascinating stuff. The potential next Left 4 Dead. Let's see how this turns out.
You see my new toy?
Liar, liar! Zombie on fire!
Best power ever! Oopsie!
They're wrecking our ride!
Could use some help now.
I need some first... Can you all please cover me?
Whatever works.
I'll say that was kind of whelming, but we'll see how it plays. This is Saber Interactive. Now, they did make the Space Marine 2 game, you know, the game that's a cure for low testosterone. I gotta go back to that game and do the Horde mode and the other mode they added. And their CEO has said that he was not happy with the woke slop they did over at THQ. So I do have some faith in this one. Because the developer has earned some faith. Confidence? What's the word? Man, my head is really out of it today. Reputation. No, it's based on reputation. Man, really, Brian? You're going to really forget that word? Okay, people are saying Ninja Gaiden 4 looks good. Let me tell you this. Platinum Games, the developer of that, fired all their top talent earlier this year. Don't have any faith in that. I swear, whenever I see space games, I always think to myself, man, this is what Starfield should have looked like. And Bethesda has no excuse for how bad their game is. Looks like another online game. Not long to find out how good that game's going to be. Very nice. Shenmue 3 gets an enhanced edition. Good on them. Enshrouded. One of the greater survival games. Oh, The Outer Worlds 2. Oh, wait. That's that cringe trailer I made that meme about. I did not know that was for Gamescom. Oh. 33 minutes of gameplay. Let's hop around a bit.
Up, soldier. Scrub the bloody muck from your eyes.
Ooh, Napoleon is a, well, not outright a douchebaggy villain, but a good guy.
For the love of the Empire, get up.
That's a good first sign when Napoleon's not made in some kind of caricature to insult history.
Friendly! On me!
That's when you know you're having a bad day. You almost die in a battle, and then your bridge you're walking across collapses. This is a pre-alpha demo, so it's going to end up looking even better than this. And those visuals are already pretty decent.
What the hell's wrong with you? We wear the same colors, for fuck's sake.
I love that's some good gore. That is some good gore. See, Mortal Shell's gonna have some good gore. We really haven't seen any gameplay from Lords of the Fallen 2. But it's nice to see that some of these Souls games are starting to become more visceral. realize this is one of the first times I've seen a Souls game in a first-person perspective. Nice. I know there's some. I think there's an Elden Ring mod that does that too.
The Eternal God. A name to last makes one wonder. What cargo is worth more than a man's life?
Your efforts do not go unnoticed. I see you. All of you. Each and every one. Together. And only together. We will triumph.
Napoleon is a bad guy.
He's entirely lost to this madness.
I gotta say, the gameplay looks way better than the trailer. Man, I can't wait to play. This one's gonna be fun. I have to wait till next year too. That's the sad part.
Every empire has been built on ashes. The line between victory and defeat is thin. That is why you must never lose faith. Victory belongs to those most persevering.
Not the worst voice I have stuck in your head. Okay, now did that person intentionally lose her, or does the parry mechanic right now absolutely suck? Okay, I think he intentionally lost that right there. Because now he's doing, like, exponentially better.
No coincidence.
Quit your rambling, will you?
But listen, there's no such thing as a stray bullet. All is written.
Pierre couldn't even fucking read.
That didn't stop his foul mouth. The other day, he moaned about the Petit Cobra himself. And that's what got him killed.
That one, we can all agree on. Bonaparte's going to get us all killed one day.
a nightmare. We are both Emperor's soldiers.
Well, I knew he was a parry in that one. Didn't even go back to pick up his stuff. Who does that? This has to be an IGN journalist playing this. Who doesn't go back and pick up their stuff? Triggered. Let's skip ahead a bit. Not seeing him. That was nice.
Let's see if one gesture is all it takes to burn it down.
Yeah, she looks like your pretty standard Souls Affair, but in first person. Very nice. Another one of those wonderful games that has Denderville on PC. All Night, Silksong, Vampire 2, Everwind. I have no idea how that got turned back on. Yeah, well, I don't suppose it really hurt much on the videos like this. Ooh, voxel. Nice.
For centuries we've been hunted. Now it's time to rebuild and take back what
I'm
is
not sure if this is like for
ours,
that
using
Vampire's
people
Bloodline game
like
on
tools that they are.
or a sequel to it.
Rise, Bloodlord.
What was it called? That's V. I'm thinking of V Rising. All right. No, I was apparently thinking of V Rising. I don't know why I got those confused.
Vampires. Bloodlord Rising. Add to wish list.
At least it's coming out in 2025. The bar's really set low for how deprived we are this year. Yeah, woke slop. Don't care if it's going to DLC. Honor of King's World.
After an ageless slumber, the primal flow awakens once more.
It is fate that brought us together.
Shisha, such a pathetic place.
Who is this guy? What does he want?
Your ignorance is despicable.
A power stirs deep beneath us. Whatever's lurking, it's behind this gate.
The ground is shaking! It's people!
We have to take it down!
How long have they been trapped in here?
Be it destiny or chaos, I shall break the cycle!
Time for the final reckoning!
Alright, let's off screen what that game's about. Honor of Kings World. Don't be an MMO from Tencent. Open world, non-linear gameplay. Okay, but what kind of game is it? It's a multiplayer ARPG. Man, I swear, like, all the good ones, it's like, oh, this looks semi-interesting. MMO. We have the sword preview. The other sad thing about Chronos New Dawn is it's one of those games that very obviously started development before the whole turn against the wokeness began. And now the developers have to say that, oh, our game's not, I think they said feminist? Did they say feminist or did they say woke specifically? Yeah, they had to defend their own game. It's like, oh, we didn't, yeah, it was feminist. We didn't make a female character because, you know, feminism. Hey, here's the thing. No one was accusing them of it. You know, it makes sense if, like, everyone was accusing them of, like, doing it for feminism, which now it's DEI, but, you know, feminism would have been the original woke reason why they'd have a female character. Like, no one was even accusing. No one was even talking about it. We didn't even know the character was female. And one of the first things out of their mouth is, oh, we're not doing it for feminist reasons. It's like, bro, you're snitching on yourselves. No one even said that. None of us Chud said that. None of the game journalists said that. None of the general audience said that. None of the Marxists said that. No one was even talking about feminism. The sheer fact they had to bring that up in an interview just was so telling. Yeah, so, no faith for me. I believe actually Little Nightmares 3 got pushed. No. I'm thinking of Reanimal that got pushed into 2026.
Peggy 16.
Hi everyone, I'm Coralie Feniello, global producer on Little Nightmares 3, and today I'm thrilled to introduce you to a newly announced chapter of the game, Carnival. Little Nightmares 3 is an atmospheric adventure game in which you follow the journey of Flo and Alone. They are two best friends ever since they found each other in this lonely nightmare. This time, they are trapped in the carnival, a place that might seem joyful and welcoming at first, but of course, appearances can be deceiving. Behind the colorful lights and twisted attractions hides an uncanny resident, a mysterious, menacing presence whose shadow looms over the entire place. You'll feel it, you'll hear it, you might even catch a glimpse, but never quite enough to feel safe. Apart from the resident, you encounter other unpleasant figures. The puppet, cunning and aggressive, love putting on a show in the carnival, especially for the hares, who seem oddly captivated by them and by candy. As you'll see, our two characters find a clever way to use that obsession, drawing one of them away to get a safe passage. Little Nightmares 3 is full of eerie challenges. Sometimes you'll have to run for your life. But other times, it's better to be smart and stealthy to survive. Like here, where patience and silence are your best allies. As in the previous titles, you'll face clever puzzles that block your path. But for the first time in the series, you can now play online with a friend and face childhood fears together. Prefer to play solo? Don't worry, the other character will be controlled by a helpful AI companion. Looks like the puzzle has been solved, but don't worry, no spoilers here. You'll get to experience it all for yourself when Little Nightmares 3 launches October 10th, 2025. And if you want to dive into the nightmare right now, pre-order a digital copy of the game on PS5, Xbox Series and PC to get early access to the first title of the franchise, Little Nightmares NS Edition, on the same platform.
I played the original, played the sequel. The one thing I'm actually looking forward to this one is, like, no disrespect to the original developers, but holy hell, can they not stick to their narrative? Okay, so Little Nightmares 1 started out as like a Studio Ghibli film that went dark, and you were supposed to uncover like what happened that made it go like so wrong. And even in the concept art you can get in the game, you can still see a lot of these attributes in it. For example, one of the pictures is of Six working at the restaurant, and then they changed it. Didn't say squat to people about them changing it. We just, found out. Then Little Nightmares 2, it was supposed to be a sequel, but oh no. It was a prequel the whole time. The one thing I am enjoying about the new developer of this is that at the very least, when this game succeeds, fails, meets the expectation that the franchise has established, at the very least, it won't pull that nonsense for a third game. You can go into the game and just appreciate the game for what it is as you're playing it. That is quite nice, to be honest. I'm going to adjust my mic volume here a bit, because it's actually doing pretty loud right now. There we go. Drop it down, drop it down. Okay, there we go. I'm also looking forward to Reanimal, which is from the original developers. They got bought out. Now, the only downside to Little Nightmares 3, I believe, has been developed by Supermassive, and they have a very nasty habit of doing the too smart for you endings. Now, the downside of these is that they're exactly as they sound. They sound like they're supposed to be like really smart, but they're just annoying. Like their first game, like Dark Pictures Anthology. Oh, it's a hallucination the whole time. Not how hallucinations work. Oh, it's a hallucination the entire time. Again, not how hallucinations work. Now, funny enough, if you actually look into the history of Salem witch trials, it was not hallucinations brought on by rye bread and some mold. It was just basically straight up assholes lying. It was a Me Too movement for what happened in the 1800s? 1800s, yeah. Yeah, because the primary accusers were women and children. And basically, you go around and you would settle a score. Oh, that person's a witch. And the government went along with it because if you were found guilty of being a witch, which is very likely because they're not going to convict you on evidence, then they killed you, took your property. If you pled guilty, which you would be allowed to live, but they'd still take your property. And this went all the way on to I've heard people say that the Salem witch trials ended when they accused the governor. Because then he's like, nope, this bullshit's over. Because, now that the ruling class is getting accused to have their property seized, then it has to end, right? Not when the plebs. But I've also heard one of the final death blows was a man who accused his wife of witchcraft. Now, she very well could have been a witch, or he could just been selling a grudge. Regardless, I cannot actually tell. And he refused to enter a plea because he had 3 sons. And if he entered a plea, they would put him on trial if he said he's not guilty. And you were not beating that charge. See, more men during the Salem witch trials were accused, but they pled guilty. They weren't stupid. Women thought they could beat these charges, and then they were found guilty at court, and then they were killed. So this guy, he knew the game. He knew the game. He's like, oh, I'm not entering a plea. So they just kept putting stones on a plank of wood on his chest to force him to, enter a plea. So he wanted to preserve his property for his children. And so they kept adding weight and more weight and more weight, and then he died. He died without entering a plea, and that was what I've heard was one of the pivotal moments that actually brought an end to this, because that was so barbaric that there was no way to justify it. That the man would rather die to save his property for his children than to enter a plea. And it wasn't a pleasant way to die. But that was their second game, and then the 5th game or 4th game was in the one set in the desert. Oh, this looks really good. Oh no, it was aliens infected with a parasite the entire time. You guys do know you can just do the paranormal's real, right? There's plenty of science that shows that stuff's real. You can do it. It doesn't matter that you're in the West, because in the East, actually, that stuff is more acceptable to study in universities. It doesn't really matter you're in the West. You can just say, oh, it's paranormal. But the fact that they're a developer, that's the only real thing that gives me cause for suspicion. But we have seen from this developer that when their hands are held and they can't do a too smart for you ending, they generally do an okay job. I think casting Frank West, was that the one set in the Dead by Daylight universe? That was okay. So now that they're working in lore that they themselves are not creating, that already established that the paranormal is real. And then, by the way, Little Nightmares universal lore is actually pretty good once you delve into it. Because basically it's another world that you can end up getting pulled into, and there's a whole way you have to enter and then leave, and it's a bit involved, but the lore is pretty solid. Too bad you have to learn about it by reading on the wiki. Not the games, but it's another issue altogether. But now that they're restrained by that, this actually does have a good chance of being good, and I hope it's good, because I will probably be playing it. And yes, I do know these games are pretty short, so they're not exactly worth a lot of times what they're asking for. And, I was really excited about this open world 7 Deadly Sins game until they dropped the word multiversal. Then I did that meme, I was like, peace, disappear. Arc Knight Enfield, is it? Yes, I know, I'm skipping over that one game.
The automated industry complex will be the link, connecting and uniting every fragment of this shattered world. This is the driving force that will keep us going. Continuous improvement is essential for keeping pace with advancements in technology.
Wait, is Arknight making a Satisfactoria?
Enfield. We don't simply talk about our dreams. We do what we can to make them a reality. All operators accounted for. The team is ready for the mission.
I'm very pleased with that. Let's go down. All right, so it says Windows, probably Epic Game Store exclusive, or it's going to be an app. All right, let's get ready to be disappointed. It's a MMO, isn't it? Oh, it's a mobile game, but yeah. That stopped being like a major issue like a long time ago. You'll play on PC, role-playing game, action game, real-time strategy, adventure game, fighting game. Okay. But is it Satisfactoria with waifus? Information. Gameplay. Oh, here, actually, at the website. Let's pull this up for y'all to check to see. Pop back there. So, yeah, I mean, it looks. Find out. Environments, it's all good stuff. Because you do have to okay, so it is Satisfactoria. I'm thinking it might be single player. Nice, nice. It's a mobile game you'd play on PC, but I mean, Satisfactoria with waifus, I mean, that's got to be make money. Man, I wish I was rich. That's like so easy money right there. Oh yeah, I heard about her. I believe that's actually supposed to be your mother. Or reverse Elisa Trevor. I'm not really interested in that one. That goes at the end. I think it's that open world RPG, Satisfactoria console launch. You know, pretty good. You know, now that I'm going through these one by one, this actually has a lot more reveals than I originally thought they did. Tropical 7, like that didn't really show much of anything, just basically bigger Tropico and then more information to come later. War Sales trailer, that would actually look pretty cool. If you like Mountain Blade, it's adding boats. So now you can soon play as America and wreck someone's stuff because they touched your boats. Woke Slop. Let's take a look at this one. I know nothing of it.
I once knew a spy. Brilliant. Relentless. Magnetic. Her name was Herschel. Dark gold hair, a well-worn life beneath. A dandelion puff, waiting to be blown. She tried to look out for me. For us. But it mattered in the end.
Yeah, some people are gonna like that. I'm probably gonna pass on that. Norse Blood of the teaser. Oh, Pragma, that's the one with the girl.
Grow strong. Prove yourself. Gunnar, have you come to start work on my smithy?
This place will soon start to feel like home.
We'll get a good price if there's any left alive. We are the store. A fine, fine choice, Gunnar. The first man I kill, I'm taking his shoes. Face me if you dare.
Give them iron! Give them
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, you give me base building mechanics and like my monkey brain instantaneously just kicks off. I am a simple man.
Neutralize us?
Looks like we're gonna have to fight.
Skip ahead a bit.
And perhaps a little too easy. At least during the demo's sample section, enemies only arrived in 1s and 2s. Certainly a concession to the fact that you have to solve a puzzle in real time as an android tries to rip you apart. But by the midpoint of a short half-an-hour demo, I was already eager for an increased challenge. Be that via increased enemy numbers, more complex hacking challenges, or, ideally, a mix of both. I fully expect that's the thesis behind Pragmata's difficulty curve, but I hope it doesn't take too long to find the right balance. The best example of where things may be headed is the Sector Guard boss battle, the demo's explosive finale. This big boy bipedal bot is armed with multi-missile launchers that cause the entire arena floor to light up with warning beacons as warheads fly through the air. The challenge, of course, is to avoid the incoming rockets while simultaneously hacking through the robot's firewalls. And since this is a boss, a single hack won't do. You need to repeatedly burn through different layers of security as the battle rages on. This is the kind of multitasking juggling act that I hope Pragmata can continually deliver as the campaign opens up. The Sector Guard battle also introduces one of Pragmata's flashier abilities. Diana has a sort of ultimate hack called Overdrive Protocol, which stuns all enemies around you and opens them up to damage. Triggering this requires filling a meter that slowly builds each time you perform a regular hack. I expect such a skill will be utterly invaluable when facing a room full of relentless enemies, but a single boss wasn't the ideal testing ground, especially when I could hold it in place using a stasis gun that deploys a large disabling dome. While I'd have liked a fiercer sampling of what this new combat system is capable of, it certainly sparks my imagination. The hacking mechanic also creates a functioning symbiotic relationship between Hugh and Diana. They simply cannot survive without each other, and I hope that theme becomes something meaningful as the story progresses. Unfortunately, the Gamescom demo was light on narrative, only divulging that Hugh is stranded in a damaged lunar base and must find his way back to Earth. We'll have to wait and see if this new dynamic duo has any substance in their relationship, and if their adventure will be quite as reality-shatteringly weird as Pragmata's debut trailer was, back in 2020.
Well, at least now I know what genre this is. Action with puzzles. Don't know how annoying that's gonna get, but something new. It doesn't look like someone to be interested, but let's check it out anyway. I'm getting some very heavy Dragon's Crown vibes in that. Might be more my cup of tea than I thought. Son of Sunderland announcement trailer. Oh, I think it's actually one of those city builders. Yo, what's with the hate this one's getting? To the comments. You're not ready for a boss fight against racism. I'll buy this when the gang is clean, so never. Yeah, that river is overpolluted. Passive stats, immune to poison, low price negotiation, aerial poison damage. Hope there will be eating Indian street food to replenish health and stamina. The scramble for realistic graphics will always be the bane for video game developers, especially those who new to the industry. I think that India are trying to emulate the success of Black Myth Wukong without realizing that the company behind the game had prior experience in developing games with tons of funds. Yeah, that's actually what allowed a lot of these Chinese companies now start dominating in animation and video game development. Is they previously, aside from having their own internal markets, were subcontracted out by like other nations' companies, and they built up their skills from that. And now that they're entering the market as a direct competitor, largely because of some laws passed in China, where they basically sat down and passed some laws regulating how much time you can spend playing games if you're under 18, how much money you can spend on games, period, which obliterated billions of dollars off their industry overnight. But this money was being spent on gacha mechanics, on basically gambling, exploiting users, and the Chinese government, well, keep in mind, that's a whole deep can of worms. Let me put it this way. Like, if I ever write an evil empire, I'm based on the CCP, and I'm going to be told that I made it too unbelievable, and I'm just gonna have to tell people like, no, I didn't. I dumped it down from the real life stuff that's currently that used to go on in China. Like right now, I just heard that a lot of CCP members do not believe the CCP is going to survive the decade. If you look at China, they actually might have lost like, let's see, there was a 1.4 billion. Now they think the population might be as low as 600 billion. They might have lost 800 million people. I said billion twice. 600 million people. They might have lost 800 million people due to various diseases and how the CCP handled it. Because in China, there's a lot of pollution, and then there's this black science tech, right? Where the food is like even more unhealthy for the Chinese and the Americans. The only thing it doesn't do is to make them fat. Like in America, like our problem is a lot of our food has all these additives in it that makes us fat. And well, that and sugar and salt, which is like a whole nother issue. But in China, they have this black sector food. And basically what they're doing is they do all this illegal modification of their food. Well, it would be illegal in America, Europe, probably most of South America, most of let's be honest, it's probably illegal most of the planet. But they're allowed to do it, and these chemicals are horrendous for the human body. So when the Chinese are eating this and then they come across a new pathogen or plague, they get sick and they die. That and the CCP's containment measures for these plagues have been just abysmal. Like, there are entire towns, like, I don't know how true this is. I'm seeing the footage, right? So I know, like, the claims are actually happening on the Chinese internet, okay? But there are, like, entire towns depopulated. Now, one of them, there was, like, 2 elderly people, a couple still around, and they said that during the COVID lockdowns, they took everyone to one of the quarantine facilities, and everyone died. Like, there's videos of people going through a bunch of abandoned houses, and they have whole towns just completely depopulated. And there are questions asking, like, why are all these cities no longer having as much traffic? Again, I don't know how much of this to how seriously to take it. I know it's, like, serious enough that I should consider it, but you guys all know how that works on the internet. You have a few people, exaggerating stuff. But regardless, China's had a massive population die-off, and the CCP members, they don't think the CCP is going to survive the next decade. So they're just trying to get as much money as possible, which is just exacerbating the whole issue. And yeah, that's a whole mess. I forgot where I was going with that, too. That's just, China's screwed. But yeah, that's them being hired out. That's how they got all that experience. I don't know. This doesn't look too bad. It looks like a AA game. I'm going to see the features are. What's really going to depend if I play this game or not is probably going to be how bad my backlog is and what's coming out around the same time. I could easily see myself passing on this game, but like if it comes out in a really good window, I could also see myself giving this game a shot. Like, it does not look terrible. It doesn't look fantastic either. It looks like an indie game, AA game, like low-end AA game. It's not terrible. I was expecting like some way worse issue. Let's continue here. That game is in development hell still. They got rid of the head that was running the studio, who spent most of her career in marketing and management. Like, she had no real game development experience. They put in charge, I think it was the lead artist on 1. Basically a developer who actually worked on the 1 and 2. So now it's back on track. And what was said is that they're reworking the story. That really plays well into the rumor that GTA 6 has been delayed in part to scrub all the wokeness from it. And I do imagine after they posted over $3 billion in losses, I'd have to pull up the exact amount, that they are in very desperate panic mode, as I have no idea how Take-Two is even still around when they're posted back-to-back multi-billion-dollar losses year to year. Make it make sense, right? Ooh, I think I saw this one earlier. Oh yeah, I did. Like 2D Souls-like game involving eldritch abominations and all these really cool powers. Gives me dark-like vibes. No, I do not know if this is one of those games that got pushed out of September. By Sweet Carol.
You and I will never be apart.
Where did this letter come from?
That would only confirm the other girl's suspicions about Miss Carroll's potential elopement.
But don't you understand?
I'm good. Let's see, what's PVKK?
Good morning, Commander.
Oh, I remember this.
The cooperative state has honored me with the supervision of your well-being. Get you back up to speed before our lives are on the line. Glad to see you've not lost your touch. Multiple separatist vessels approach. They wish to eliminate this facility. Destroy them before they do.
The days fly by when you love what you do.
Again, 2026 is going to be really an awesome year. Yeah, they make a new 6 game. Looks good. Oh, it's an action RPG. I don't know, chat. Should we give it more review? Yeah, let's go.
This is Gamescom Studio on IGN. Honor of Kings is already
in the MOBA 里面很难把它的故事通过游戏的方。
Thought that was the Indian game. That's that RPG I was looking at. Beyond the Stars, that's going to be a fun game. So you land back at this giant cosmic well and you get to explore the cosmos. Space Whale. It's about whether or not you're going to live in harmony with the whale or if you're going to be more exploitive. But realistically, it's pretty easy when you actually have the access to technological paths to be more clean and economically, environmentally friendly. Because a lot of times on Earth, people don't have access to technology, or the people polluting are just greedy, or it's just not economically viable. But like these kind of choices when games like this are kind of less difficult than they are on Earth because the options are readily available for you. Like, hey, do you want to live in harmony with the ecosystem? I mean, is it hard? No. Well, then I see no reason why I should not. But it looks like a fun game. I think I was going to colonize planets. Oh, this reminds me of a funny story. Well, I shouldn't really say funny. So, it's an abductee story. This guy got abducted, taken to this planet, and the guy's like, oh, yeah, and he introduced the president of their world. Now, keep in mind this, a lot of this stuff, like, when you look at Earth like a sixth world nation interacting with first world and second world nations, a lot of it makes a lot more sense, and you really get what kind of scams a lot of these aliens are just straight pulling. But like, let's just devil's advocate. This guy's telling the truth, and the guy introduced the president, like, oh, he's elected every year. And I'm like, when I first heard that, my first instinct was like, all right, cut the bullshit. Let me talk to your Illuminati who actually runs this planet, because you don't have no real power. Some consortium of people behind you are actually running this planet. Let me talk to them. But then they talk about, oh, if you just merely adopt our way of living, you'll be able to have this kind of utopic world, because it's like there's like no real pollution and all that, and they have flying cars. But here's the funny thing too. See, once you're able to go to space, you can offload your most polluting industries to a fucking moon or an asteroid. You don't have to worry about dumping it into your environment anymore. It can be like one of the most polluting enterprises possible, and you can just put it on an asteroid. Never have to worry about it. And also keep in mind, when you reach the space stage and you're able to harvest asteroids, you literally enter a post-scarcity society. The mineral wealth in the asteroids, just in our solar system alone, would just drop the price of like stuff like gold down to like pennies. Pennies on the dollar. And all those utilities that we can use gold for would instantaneously just be used. Like, gold's like one of the best conductors out there. They use it a lot in wires. We would just start using it for everything. But this game, this made me remind me of that story. Because, you know, they're talking about once again, like, oh, we're going to reveal the existence of aliens. Let me tell you why it's ultimately meaningless, because you have bills tomorrow. You will have to go to work tomorrow. Well, unless tomorrow's your day off, in which case, so, you know, then obviously you don't. So, realistically, aliens being real means nothing to you in the practical sense. I mean, they are, but I mean, it really means nothing in a practical sense, because it's not going to overall have a major impact on your life. Because even if they told you straight up, like the worst estimate, that the Greys actually are abducting like half the people or a third of the people, at the end of the day, the Greys are going to continue to do their abduction method. So even if you're being abducted and you don't know, you're still not going to know. And then there's the Sims game right there that got all the accolades and then went woke. After they got all the chud bucks. No floating job application? I'll have to deduct points for that. Amusing enough. No, I'm not human. Don't care about that one. That actually looks pretty good. I like the background. See, the original ones, their backgrounds are kind of lackluster, but this one has like way better backgrounds. Oh, Europa Universal 5. I can't wait to have to waste so much ton of money on the DLCs. Dude, I swear, that's what stops me getting into so many Paradox games. It's like, to get the definitive experience, like, you need to know which DLCs to buy, right? Because there's generally about 2 to 3 you're going to have to get. But they're always so expensive. Now, don't get me wrong, getting into a Paradox game, Or at least one of the ones that's not full slop. Like, you can kiss, like, $1,000 of your life goodbye. Be ambitious Predator now. No. First of all, I don't trust Paradox enough at this point in time to pre-order a single one of their games. And this game has actually gotten a playtest.
Yet, this morning,
It was shown years ago,
arrested.
and we're finally getting near release.
He's watching. Get on the next train. Watching.
So basically, you have a choice. You can try to do everything legally, which will not earn his ire, or you can do things criminally and risk, you know, ire. Now, according to lore, you are innocent. You did not do what you were accused of. You were just grabbed one day and thrown in this place.
He's here.
It does require a bike right now, which, because I'm talking, you guys know I have. And the mods are going to be crazy. I hate this place. Yep, no, valid. Oh yeah, that one. Even the goats getting the sauce, Chad. Even the goats are getting the sauce. Let's just work on the two. Ooh, 2025. I do like me a good horror game. I'm not done one now. I can't really go and update my Steam right now, so. Right, this place. Horror games are ever so fun. Oh, look, World of Warcraft. Moving on. Was that part of that? Is that the one game? Nope, not the one I think about. Oh, what adorable monsters. An RPG. How nice. Snake Eater. Heard that performance issues. Let's see. The wind meets. That was actually pretty good news. Now, question: how much of that $150 is going to be worthwhile? Because let's be honest, I don't care how sexy the main character is. I don't care if the I should say. Yeah, the world needs to be the open world needs to have stuff to do in it. It can't just be like barren. I really don't care. Nintendo can kiss my ass. What's that? Nintendo sue me for telling them to kiss their ass. Damn. Well, I'm a brokey, so they can go ahead. You would get shit. You can't get blood from a stone. All right, show them, Bruno. That Aqua Teen hung on forceps, so that was funny as hell. Open beta, Ninja Gaiden 4. Oh, that's one of those. This is gonna be the one with the people are calling it like Subnautica on land. It's actually pretty fun. I've been keeping an eye on this one for a while. It's been shaping up.
Silence used to sound different. Whispering wind and rustling grass. I've only ever heard them on recordings. The planet has been slowly wasting away for generations. In the end, we became prisoners of our arcs. My brother was obsessed with the old world. A world where we lived in nature. I promised I'd do my best to bring it back. I was working hard to get into the labs. That's when the news about Operation Honeycomb broke out. Could we find salvation in the stars? Would I ever see the Earth covered in green?
Vital signs stable.
It's nice to actually have a landing that doesn't result in you being upside down or injured.
Welcomes you to Operation Honeycomb.
Moon Letters 2, Endless Vault. Early access, though. Darkest Fall. What was that one about again?
Our world has been ripped apart since the fog arrived. Traversing the sea. No one knows if our leaders are still alive. But if anyone can find them, we can. We will track down our lost tribes and face the dangers that lie in wait for us. After all, we're pioneers. We must work together to combat the threats emerging from the fog, vile creatures poisoning the land of Pagonia. Our mission is to be brave, to craft, build, and grow together by using all the resources we can find. But we must beware of strange whispers that corrupt even the purest of souls. We will explore this new world together and make Pagonia a safe home for all of us, once again. Take up the tools, pioneers. There's still so much to do.
Not over a fan of those character models. Ooh. Another city builder.
Ah, the humble beginnings of a Raven Kingdom. A modest village, a handful of hopeful foxfolk, and enough ambition to power the windmill.
Fableton vibes.
And who, might I ask, is in charge of all this? Oh, it's you. Well then, best of luck. These little go-getters, they're called Ravens. Fuzzy little dreamers with big ideas, bigger opinions, and the occasional existential crisis. Build how you like. New grids, no rules. Stick a bakery next to a blacksmith? Brilliant. Now you're thinking like a monarch. But beware, there's more to the world than just within the city walls. And for a kingdom to thrive, a ruler must look to the horizon. After all, there's a whole world out there to build. Expand and settle the world with multiple cities and build your empire. Arrange trade between your cities and help them flourish. Knights bring more than stargazing. Train your guards, sharpen your spears. Build your empire in a variety of biomes and bring diversity to your burgeoning realm. And maybe don't build your town next to that forest. Then look to your borders. Send out expeditions to uncover ruins, resources, and secrets across the world. Encounter other sentient civilizations. Engage in diplomacy, trade, alliances, or even conflict as your kingdom takes its place in a larger world. Appoint governors, specialize cities, trade with noble otters. Ignore the crow ambassador's passive-aggressive notes, and just when you've got one town sorted, you'll build another, then two more. Then you forget which one makes soap and which one's on fire.
Yo, these devs definitely play this genre. that facts right there. That facts. Let's see. Yeah, no. That first game was just straight cringe. Prison of Husks. Okay. Going for the retro graphics. Nice. Interesting, Alan. It's one of those farming sims. I forget which one this was. The just main descriptor of this one. It's one of the really good looking ones, though. It's like an anime one. Giant battle. Again, games like this just make me feel so sad for the Story of Seasons and Rune Factory, because like the pioneers of the genre are just being eclipsed by everyone else in the genre. Like that would be like From Software making some of the weakest Souls-like games instead of the best. And they're actually going to put a water slide on up here, and it actually works. So now we can touch grass in the virtual space. Again, 2026 is going to be elite. Let's see, Karen. I don't really care about that. Lego Voyagers. Yeah, I'll pass and look at that. I'm sorry, I temporarily like spaced out due to pure rage. Dude, that's already being hated by pretty much everybody, except for the tourists and the shills. Kevin, how much would it cost? How much would it take to make you shill for a Fallout TV show? Let's see. How much is my dignity, self-respect worth? Let's see. Let's see. It's gonna have to be in the millions. Cause like after I do it, I'm just like, as soon as my NDA expires, I'm just gonna have to come clean with you guys. But like, oh yeah, I always knew that show was dog shit, but they offered me like $28 million, and I'm like, I took it and got out of content creation. Like, you're gonna have to like give me enough money that I can basically just go fuck off. A lot of nothing burgers right now. It fits in. Yeah, I'm not watching 20-minute breakdown of that. I swear, like, every time something new comes out about the Outer Worlds 2, it just looks increasingly more fucking cringe. Like, I at a certain point in time, Marxists, answer me this question, do you guys not take any self-respect whatsoever fucking ever? Like, that game is just an absolute joke. Like, do you not have any shame? Like, I don't know how the fuck you guys sit at the studio, go to work every day to make some dog shit like that. Man, because I gotta be honest, like, I don't want to talk, trash, but like, well, I shouldn't say trash. Big, okay, that's the word I want to use. But like, I think at a certain point in time, I would have to like have words with my boss. And the sad part is that's like another one of those games that basically too far along in development to cancel, too far along in the development to reboot, and so it started at a time where what they planned for it would have been acceptable, and it's just no longer acceptable. And at this point in time, now you're going to have 2 games proving that aside from the grounded team, no one at your studio can do jack. Not going to feel sorry about the layoffs. Keeper's going to be an interesting game. It's probably going to be like one of those games where you're going to see a lot of shorts of. Yeah, there's one I saw came out today. So it's a crappy looking, no auction required. Yeah, this is literally just a crappier, no auction required. Or is it no auction required? What's it called? Auction not included, that's it. Man, that actually looked kind of good at first. Oh well, life's full of many, many disappointments. I mean, overall, I gotta say, at first I kind of like a negative opinion about this Gamescom, but going through it with you guys, yeah, I had a lot more that I'm actually interested in than I thought there'd be. I mean, still fuck the Fallout TV show. I mean, I gotta make sure my hater cred is well established in this game. Because I ain't gonna have people saying I'm only jumping on the bandwagon to hate the Fallout TV show. No, I want to make it abundantly clear. I hated that thing before it even came out. All right, let's just check on Rumble. Hello there, Frosh. I don't really do the whole Discord thing with adding people right now. I've been thinking about setting up a Discord for the channel. I do have like one I had there for a while that like for like a stream with my friend to have him like in a conference call basically. But like right now I don't really have that really set up. But I've been thinking about doing that, and I think if my channel ever gets like really big, we start getting a lot of active people, I'll start like developing the Discords a bit better, including including the secret Discord sections that, you know, we get out will ruin us all, where we ironically post like some stuff that will quite literally end our careers. Just for the lulz. You gotta do it for the lulz, people. The lulz. Let's see. I mean, Resident Evil Rec Room. Actually, let's just check this out. I'll risk spoiling myself on this. Hey, by the way, have you guys actually noticed that all the, let's call them anti-chuds, the Marxists, they're never out there to actually promote games with female characters? Like, where the wins meets is you play as a female ninja. It looks beautiful. Character model is, of course, sexy. But the game itself looks amazing. And where are all the people who come out every time there's an ugly-ass female character in any game and tell how you're sexist, misogynistic, racist, homophobic? Let's see. Which ones am I forgetting? Oh, probably transphobic. Let's just throw transphobic in there because it's probably going to get thrown around there somewhere by some brain-dead individual. So we covered all the basic isophobes. And racist, too. And racist. Look, guys. It's time we all accept that not all races are created equal. Some races are just innately superior to others. Now, I'm not saying you can't like NASCAR and Indy 500, but cross-country races are the true superior form of racing. The tracks are just more dynamic. You have to adjust to different conditions. I mean, I get the appeal if you're at the NASCAR track watching car go fast. It is cool when, you know, the camera's not using one of those high-speed cameras that really makes it look bland as hell. But the cross-country races, that's just where it's at, man. That's just where it's at. I mean, I'm sorry to say that, guys. I mean, but, you know, you guys just got to accept that, you know, some races are just innately better than other races. And the more that we handicap the various races so they can't be fun, the more we're just ruining the entire sport. Oh, wait, I forgot. And then there's also horse girl racing. I mean, which is truly the peak of racing. We have achieved the peak of racing. We looked God right in his eye and went, hey, yo, check this shit out. And he was like, damn, that's some good shit. Peak. True peak there. But wait, God, we're going to go even further. I can't wait to see. What God? Oh, you pick whatever God you like to think it is.
Come on. You have been on that thing all day.
Well, if you're gonna work so late.
Get some sleep, eh?
I'm almost done, just a sec.
It's really coming down hard.
Mom, phone.
Mom. It's right beside you.
Hello?
Miss Ashcroft?
Yes.
All right, look, real talk. My tinfoil hat ass to be kind of nervous. Someone called me up like, Mr. Burkhardt? Yes. And then hung up because, you know, tinfoil hat, I've studied conspiracies. This is the Resident Evil universe, and your mom's a famous journalist who's exposed conspiracy after conspiracy after conspiracy. You should be freaking out about that. That's like... That would be like the people who I hear investigating the stuff where people, you know, commit suicide by shotgun to face. By the way, if you ever wonder where that joke comes from, in the alternative tech scene, people have literally been shot in the face with a shotgun after opening their door. I don't mean to be gruesome about this. Well, you guys are adults. And they ruled it a suicide. I think actually one time some guy got shot in the back of his head. So in the conspiracy community, this is like years back, we started making the joke, man, you're about to commit suicide by shotgun to the back of the head. Very tragic. The reference when you're about to be killed by the government.
Who was it?
Dunno.
See, at least the mother gets it.
They asked for Miss Ashcroft and then they hung up on me. Rude. What the?
They're coming. Grace, we need to go.
Go where? Mom, what's going on?
Hurry.
Wait, who's coming? What's wrong?
Shh. We need to keep our voices down.
This is ridiculous.
Come on.
I don't know about you guys, but if I was uncovering massive conspiracies of like the Epstein tier, which, because let's be honest, in Resident Evil universe, in our universe, it's sex trafficking. In their universe, it's bioweapon development by people who somehow can't fucking figure a way to make themselves immortal. I know, right? Skill issue. I'd be carrying more guns. I don't know about you guys.
Tell me what's going on.
Now is not the time.
All right, first rule of exfiltrating your house after you're about to be killed by goons, let's just say. Yeah, don't go your front door. Windows, back doors. Now, back doors is probably going to be covered, but like, yeah, windows. We're trying to get help there. This is a new mistake. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I like her.
Stay close.
Mom, wait.
I mean,
Grace,
that's the point. I think that's the point,
moving.
too. But at least she's packing heat. Oh, by the way, that character there is from the Resident Evil Outbreak games. So she actually has existed in canon and was also part of the people that testified before Congress who brought down Umbrella.
Oh, who's that? Oh, I'm so sorry about the power outage.
What happened?
It's really no excuse, and I apologize for the inconvenience.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Yeah, don't worry.
I should have it fixed soon. I just need to find my...
You have a gun, shoot him!
Come on in, Grace. Grace, look at me. Grab my hands. Okay, look at me. Look at me. In and out. Breathe in and out. Oh, Grace. I promise you, I will explain this all to you one of these days. Grace. Please know that you are my hope. Never forget that.
What are you talking about?
Just... I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
Mom, I'm scared.
No. We need to find a way out of here now.
But we don't have any of our stuff.
We can come back for it later, Grace.
Man, those enemies are really able to move fast. Man, I like her. I like her a lot. By the way, that's like some totally amateur hour stuff right there. So, like, in real life, when you're trying to, and by the way, people, I was actually in a conversation about this earlier, like, what is the matter of real life? Okay, so most fictional universes are based on real life psychology and human behavior. So when you're looking at a fictional universe, the gold standard, unless basically you've established that their psychological profile and behavioral makeup is radically different from our world, you're going to be basing it off of like similar to our world, okay? It's called world building. So when you make a bunch of bodies, that makes a bunch of people in the authorities start looking into stuff. Now, realistically, with enough corruption, they won't, but it makes it really difficult to cover stuff up when you leave a massive body trail, because that's more families asking a bunch of questions. It's like this is these people's like first evil organization operation. Totally weak sauce, man. I mean, what happened to all the professionalism? But man, can those dudes move fast and quietly. That guy was on that dude like fucking fast, not a sound. And then he's just dead. Was there like another video like further down here? Let me see here. Let's go to the big list. I am not a fan of looking at small lists. Let's see. I can't wait to play the new Resident Evil game. I mean, its combat looked a bit clunky, but I mean, if you play the original Silent Hill games, which is actually kind of funny because people are like, "Oh man, these controls are real bad," and I'm like, "The god of the game, like dead, dead, dead." I love that meme. Well, how'd that meme go down? It's like as soon as I get a shotgun, that goes from a horror game. That horror game goes from I'm in danger to I am the danger. I think the problem with Dying Light the Beast, though, I don't know, man. It just looks like the continuation of Dying Light, the original. And while that's what a lot of people really want, I don't know. I don't know if it was the visuals just really were kind of underwhelming. And I'm not a graphics whore, but like there's just something like in the nuance. It just didn't really excite me. It just felt like more of the same. And to a certain extent, that's okay. But after like Dying Light 2, and the whole issue of them firing Chris Avalon, then rewriting the story to make it objectively horrible. Like, there's a reason why they're moving on to Dying Light the Beast so quickly. Oh, hey, I missed this one.
Ah, the humble beginnings of a Raven Kingdom.
No, we didn't. I just can't brain today. I swear there's like another Resident Evil video in here. Maybe I'm just full of it. Oh yeah, no, because I pointed out that the creature was leaked to be her mother mutated. I don't know how true that is, because Dust Golem was also saying that Leon Kennedy is going to be one of the main playable characters in this game, and thus far they have absolutely not shown that, and I'm actually kind of suspecting it's going to be like one of the things that he heard but got aborted. Or it actually could just be true. Because I saw a news report that said that... Oh, was there a news report saying they're not going to use Leon because he's just too action-oriented? Or is it a leak? One of the two.
We're here at Gamescom 2025. More specifically, we're in front of a dilapidated RPD station, which can only mean one thing. We're talking about Resident Evil Requiem. Myself and Matt here, we've managed to play a small dose of it, just a very small, like 15 to 20 minute section of it. Matt, what did you think?
So this demo was entirely about one thing, and that was getting away from a brand new stalker enemy. We've had the likes of Jack Baker, we've had the likes of Lady Dimitrescu. Now we've got, well, I don't even really know what she's called, but she is this horrendous. Imagine if Gollum had been injected with Bane serum and turned into a huge hulking creature that can decapitate with its own teeth. That is what we had to run away from in this small section of a hospital.
Yeah, it's a very, and you say small section, it's a very small section. It's like one long hallway and then a couple of rooms. Not really much room to outrun like a lumbering stalker. Like, she can barely fit in the space as well. Like, she's hunchback, she's like squeezing through these environments, and you can hear her shambling the entire time. But it felt like a little bit of a fresh take on a stalker to me. Like, do you agree?
Yeah, I think whereas kind of like...
I wouldn't say fresh take. It looks like they're refining the stalker, which I would probably be more in love with if it wasn't just such a bastardization of what Mr. X and Nemesis originally were in the original games, which you, by the way, can buy on GOG right now. Because Mr. X would actually show up at very key moments. It would not just follow you around everywhere, and that's what made it so terrifying, because you never knew when the next it would show up. Next time it would show up, yeah, there we go. And then at the end of the game, you find out the whole reason why it's chasing after you is because you have the locket you're carrying around contains a G-Virus sample, which, by the way, is what made the original Resident Evil game so good. The writing was just so really good. Because this thing doesn't talk, and it's just told, hey, retrieve that, and it doesn't really care how it retrieves it, and it's primarily just going to try to kill you and then take that thing off your corpse. Because realistically, if it could talk, it would just say, like, yo, give me the locket and I'll let you live. And, like, most people aren't going to give two flying craps about a locket, so they're just like, yeah, take it. But to find out at the end of the game that it kept showing up over and over and over again because you had a locket. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I really pretty much hate the remakes. I mean, I hear 4's okay, but like it's such just a downgrade from the original. And then people like are literally just saying, oh, it's so great because nostalgia. I don't know, guys. I don't really get like a lot of nostalgia.
For example, Lady Demetraska gets the most recent one that we've had.
They're really kind of improving it in this.
The way that she followed you around kind of like the castle in Resident Evil Village was fairly standard, like she ran behind you, whereas this, I think there's almost a little bit more of something like Alien Isolation in there. The stalker is able to kind of go up into the roof space and crawl across and cut you off in areas. It also has kind of the elements that Jack Baker had where she can burst through doors, which creates new routes that you can loop around. But yeah, it does feel like genuinely like this is a step up. This is the next way of making the Mr. X kind of theory even more sort of like terrifying, even more inventive in the way that it forces you to think about.
No, the Mr. X in the remake was not scary because in the remake, he's an omnipresent threat. In the original, he would just show up. Like, you wouldn't even know when he's going to show up. Like, he's just going to rip. Like, Nemesis, at one point in time, really just rips through a wall. Like, what made Nemesis so terrifying is when he shows up mid-game, because 3 is pretty short, so maybe like end mid-game, right? At the clock tower. Like, you legitimately don't even expect him to show up, especially like with a rocket launcher. Like, and the best part is, like, when classic Nemesis showed up, it wasn't some pussy stuff where, you know, he will just run away because he can't do his job right. No. He drove up by dropping down from probably 3 to 4 stories up and just immediately killing a dude. That is how they introduced you to Nemesis in the first game, in the original, rather. Ultra Predator that the guy is terrified of and then instantly kills him. And then through the rest of the game, Nemesis did not disappoint. It was an absolute beast. Mr. X, great character in the original. I don't care for the remakes of 2 and 3. I'd be willing to get 4 shocks. At least looks decent, but like
about the space.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty good with that.
I mean, interestingly, you mentioned about bursting through the door there, but we both played the game and we both saw like different versions of that. So for me, it was very much a Jack Baker. I came out and burst through. But for you, you decided to take different routes and that didn't necessarily happen organically like it did for me.
Yeah, I think basically there are definitely trigger points, I think, for the stalker to be able to do certain things. But if you don't pass that trigger point and you move around the environment in a different way, then suddenly things aren't happening, which doesn't unlock routes for you. So like you say, if you walk down that corridor and she bursts through the door, suddenly you've created a loop between a room and a corridor. Well, I moved a different way and that route didn't exist for me, which meant that ultimately I actually got trapped by the stalker and had to find a different way out because I was really up against the wall. I'd not got that door to escape through. And so I think kind of like seeing how that stalker, particularly as presuming we get her in a larger environment than we did in this demo, I think there will be like lots of interesting kind of challenges for you to face because of the way it works with the environment.
Yeah, it's really interesting. One of my favorite touches of the new Stalker, though, what we've seen, is that she reacts to light, like light burns her skin, and I think they've really used this in a clever way to abolish one of the stranger things about a Stalker in previous games. So if you might have seen memes of Mr. X trying to come into your safe room and peeking his head in, but then all of a sudden decides, oh no, I can't go in that room. Well, now they've found like a law, like an actual logic reason. If she comes into your room with a bright like room light, her skin will burn and she'll retreat. And it's just those little touches that make it feel like potentially this could be a Stalker of the ages.
Yeah, definitely. But the other thing is whereas this demo didn't have like a classic safe room, right? It had rooms with the big lights on that you knew would be safe. But sometimes it'll pull a trick on you where you go into that room and the light smashed out, and suddenly it's like the place that you thought was safe, the place where you thought, I'll get like 2 or 3 seconds to just get away from this creature, rethink what my plan is, suddenly that room is no longer safe. And I think that like playing with your expectations, a lot like Resi has done all the way through its history, particularly with the remakes, is use your expectations and then pull the carpet from under you. I think it does.
The remakes are absolute dog shit. They're just a step down in like almost, except for graphics from the original.
That very well.
Yeah, so interestingly, the rest of the demo, there was a lot of things that felt very familiar. There was a lot of collecting keys for doors. There was all sorts of that stuff. But one thing that was quite unique, well, at least for a release Resident Evil, is that you could play this in either first or third person. You can just go into the menu and switch it anytime you wish. Which way did you prefer?
So I'm actually a real big fan of like Resi's pivot into first person. That's I found really increased the fear aspects, and so I played the demo all the way through in first person, and that definitely really worked for me because it really narrows kind of like your vision, and that creates very bespoke kind of like created scares. There's a moment where you go into a room and you're trying to push a cart around and bits are falling off the cart, and as you do that, because of the way you're
I'm wondering, because her skin's weak against sunlight. The only enemies that had that weakness in the Resident Evil lore thus far would be the proto T-Virus with like what's the main antagonist from Zero? Not Curtis Miller. Was it Curtis Miller? No. That was a different game. Man, I can't remember his name. He feuded for the Leech Queen and then resurrected after a certain point in time. But like, yeah, he could not be exposed to sunlight because sunlight would actually cause the T-Virus to boil. So if she cannot get exposed to intense light, that could indicate that they're using the proto T-Virus, not the actual T-Virus or one of the later offshoots, or that this research virus we're seeing here is a continuation of the proto T-Virus research and not the end perfected T-Virus.
Frame of vision is like honed. You see like the shadow of this creature walking past the window, and when I replay the demo with kind of like in third person and play through that section again, I didn't quite get the same scare because the way that the angle is opened up and really where Grace is in the frame covered that up.
Yeah.
However, you do get benefits for playing in third person. Dale, I know that you played a lot more of the demo in third person than me, and you were talking about the bespoke animations that has.
Yeah, so I mean, in all honesty, I prefer first person for these as well. However, I really wanted to see what it was like in third person, and when we were looking back and comparing what we did, we noticed that the third person has very bespoke animations. Very specifically, when you're in first person, you're running away, it's just you're beelining down a corridor. But when you're in third person, Grace sometimes will trip and stumble and fall. And I feel like that was a really clever way of adding some horror elements, making you a bit scared. I think there's something, when the threat is so looming in first person, it feels way more intimidating. So third person inherently can feel a little less scary. However, I think tripping and falling is an excellent example of how they've really thought about how do we make it scary in third person as well. And it's a little touch I really appreciate.
I think the other thing that was really cool is the fact that it's not...
I get killed because my character can't run straight. I don't know where that's going to rank compared to like crap stamina. Which, oh my god, like I swear the first game that ever had crap sand was Alan Wake 1, right? And I got so pissed at that because at the time, like my leg muscle condition was so abysmal that I mean I can't remember how bad it was. Okay. Like I had like virtually no stamina. And like I don't think it was difficult for me to walk. Yeah, but basically I have like a really bad I have a really bad muscle condition. Thanks to a bad medication. And at the time, like, yeah, my stamina was absolutely crap. Like, even now, my stamina's not great. But, I mean, my endurance is fantastic. My endurance, like, I put, like, all my stat into endurance, not stamina for some reason. But, and it would just so piss me off. Because the character would have less stamina than my literally disabled body. I'm like, yo, like my legs are massively messed up right now, and I run faster and well, I shouldn't say faster, longer than you can. Like, what the heck? I don't know how I'm going to feel about the character tripping, but I
Not just that third person is kind of an option, like it was when they added it into Resident Evil Village. It kind of felt like it was there as a concession. Now it's definitely woven in those two viewpoints, and so there are cutscenes where the camera will go into the back of Grace's head and do things in first person, but there are also cutscenes that are bespokely made to be in third person. It feels like it's a really coherent package this time around.
Absolutely, and I hope we get to see tons more of that in the final game when it comes out in 2026. But for everything else, all Capcom games are Resident Evil. Let's keep watching at Gamescom 2025.
We thought the world would end in fire, but it just slowed, froze, like time holding its breath. I saved a dog once. He saved me every day since. Somewhere in the frost, we started again. Not as builders, as believers. It wasn't fire that buried us. It was snow. The world ended not in flames, but in silence and frost.
Dude, how many times can you repeat the same catchphrase in a different way?
Permafrost. Wishless now.
Yo, I ain't trying to like rag on you, but like, dang. Bro, this is how it should be done. Every store. Let's see. This is giving me MMO vibes, though. Let's see. Is it MMO? Oh, yeah, I gotta add the word game. Okay, we can actually see the Steam thing here. Let's see. Action, survival, building, online. Okay, so that's co-op. Multiplayer co-op. Okay, so it looks like it's just mostly. Well, let me read the description. They're building Fortune Alliance. Rooms of humanity and chilling. Okay, now it's giving me more old MMO fucking vibes. Let's give a language. Blah blah blah. Survive harsh fire. Resource man. Wood critical build. Warmth battery time for permafrost also. Base building. I do love me my base building. Dog companion. Borderlands that you decide between rebuilding society or seizing power, shape the fate of humanity and myths for. Okay, so it's a single player game you can play with friends. Very nice. I do like me some single player games. Hopefully we're at the end of the age where you see a survival game and then you find out it's going to be an online survival game. For some reason, so many developers thought that an online survival game would be the next big thing, and then they all died, like in quick succession. they would die. Yeah, unfortunately, when I check Streamlabs, it whites out that, which was kind of weird because, like, right now it should not be doing that. Oh well. So I'd say overall, Gamescom, it was okay. Not great, not good. It was okay. Like most of the stuff that, you know, I'm looking forward to from it, like I already knew. I mean, there's plenty some good announcements. I mean, starting out with that fall season 2 trailer was, you know, no. Black Myth. The Lego Batman one, that's a surprise. Like, open world Lego Batman that's similar to Arkham. With the Lego story and the comedy. I meant Lego comedy. Some people are angry about that. It's like, tell me you never played a Lego game. Although they do appear to be changing some stuff. Because Bane has those Venom tubes, and this is based on the Dark Knight saga. And in the Dark Knight saga, he did not have Venom. Although I'm not gonna lie, guys, like I've never seen the Dark Knight movies. I've seen parts of them, but I have not watched the Dark Knight movies. It's kind of weird too. Like, all right, here's another one that's gonna blow your minds. I know like a crap ton about Star Wars lore, and I think I've only seen one of the movies all the way through. Yeah, I'm not even joking. I'm just really not a big movie guy. Yeah, the Silk Song. I mean, that's cool that we finally get to know it comes out the 4th. There's some decent stuff here. I think the largest problem, though, with Gamescom here is that most of the really good stuff is 2026. Same thing with not E3. Although now I'm gonna have to start calling it Summer's Game Fest. Now I think I'll be like in my 80s and like no one even knows what E3 is. And be like, oh, it's not E3 session again, guys. I don't know. It's okay. What do you guys think? Anything really blow your guys' mind? I'm guessing probably not. Anything you guys are really excited from? That actually could be for, not from. That actually I could see happen. I mean, there just really wasn't anything like really mind blowing. Yeah. Some fun stuff, like definitely plenty of stuff I'll play, but like, okay, aside from that Lego Batman, that one actually has a chance to stand to be like one of the game of the year. Oh no, wait, never mind. I forgot. GTA 6 is coming out next year. If that game gets rid of the woke, yeah, that's game of the year. It's just too beautiful. The world's too expansive. No, I'll be honest. What would really kill GTA 6 is if you have this vast open world and then nothing to do in it. Which has been a problem with GTA 4 and 5. And I know 5 was better at this, but like there's just so little to do in these worlds compared to the classic GTA games. Well, I should say compared to San Andreas, because San Andreas kind of peaked and it went down, but graphics went and physics went up. 5 was pretty good, but I don't know. I really hope there's just more to do in GTA 6 than there was GTA 5. I mean, because I know you unlocked a bunch of stuff later on, but I mean, with games like Substance 1, or no, Schedule 1, showing how good just a simple game with a lot of interaction with the world is, I would really hope that in the time that GTA 6 is being delayed, because it has I think it comes out next May, so we're looking at near 12 months, that they would add more drug running features, more drug production features, just be inspired by Schedule 1 success, because it really shows what I've been saying for years, is that the audience craves an open world crime game that focuses on crime. I don't care about some stupid woke Californian ideal of what they think outlaws were. I don't want to care about some interpersonal drama between a couple, which actually looks way more healthier than I thought it was actually going to be. I thought it was actually going to be pretty cringe. I shouldn't say cringe, but pretty lackluster, kind of unbearable. I mean, there still runs into the problem, though, is that you're still stuck in a relationship, so any of the enjoying of other characters, be it male or female, is kind of out of the question. Unless you want to be a man whore or a whore. And that just brings up questions of open relationship. That's actually what I really liked about GTA 5, though. And my biggest criticism of GTA 5. Because you got 3 characters. So I just divvied up like I compartmentalized all my behaviors, right? So if I want to go out in the town, I went on as Franklin, because he's a single bachelor. He can hook up with whoever he wants, right? No guilt, no consequence. I never cheated on my wife as Michael, ever. If I wanted to go to the strip club, I went as Franklin or Trevor. If I want to do my genocidal psychopath stuff, I was Trevor. Unless I woke up in like some island with like surrounded by Merryweather goons. Then I wasn't Trevor, because I'm not spending 20 minutes getting back to the city. And I gave up on trying to dress Trevor. Because every time I went back to Trevor, he was like no longer in his outfit. I don't know how it is now. So I played GTA 5 more around launch. And then Michael, I did the family stuff, right? And it was really annoying when it being told, like, oh, you never try to make time for us. It's like, I tried calling and hanging out with you like all the time until I realized the game just straight up wouldn't let me. Because, like, you can be a family man as Michael, you can enjoy the bachelor life as Franklin, and you can be a complete psychopath as Trevor. The game really allowed you to compartmentalize all your behaviors. 5 only has 2 characters you can switch between, so that's going to be a bit more difficult. Not going to lie. I think that's really going to be the greatest criticism, because men today are not going to put up with that open relationship bullshit. It's not going to kill GTA 6. Like, that's not going to kill GTA 6. But as we know how in debt Take-Two is, they really cannot afford, a few million sales decrease. They can't afford that game not to lag. Because GTA 5 was really successful, but it took like a year, I think it was, before. No, it made a lot of money real quick, but it took like a year to get to a certain, like, really huge milestone. And so GTA 6's greatest problem is that it might not lag. But if they're removing woke, I think I could see GTA 6 being Game of the Year next year. Easy. Like, it's going to be a competition for second place. Now, personally, I think we should have a game of the quarter, right? And then the 4 games of the quarters have to compete for Game of the Year. If you watch these award shows, a lot of times the games from the first and second quarter of the year, they just get forgotten because it's been too long. But then when they have to be compared to if you have game quarter 1, game quarter 2, game quarter 3, game quarter 4, because let's be honest, if you can't be game of your quarter, you're not Game of the Year material. Although I do see like the weakness in such a system, because if you have like 2 to 3 really strong Game of the Year contenders come out in like quarter 3 or quarter 4, which often does happen. Pardon me. Then you're going to have the issue that, those 2 other games are miles better than quarter 1, quarter 2's games. Yet they're not in competition. That's like the biggest flaw I can see to a system. But like, I think right now the system does need to be some tweaks. But like I said, Gamescom, it was okay. I think like the nicest pleasant supplies is Arc Knight and Field. I played like one factory game. And it was that crappy one that came to Game Pass that they just butchered and just shoved out the door and abandoned, which is really sad. And I love the hell out of that. I wish I would have played that in early access, because in early access, the map was all unified into one level, and that would have been miles better than what they delivered. They made it into levels, and then they didn't even make it right because the central elevator didn't even work. And I got Subnautica. I mean, not Subnautica, but Satisfactory, which will probably be my next major factory game I play, unless Arc Knight drops, and I hop on that. I mean, Little Nightmares 3, it looks good. I mean, I have concerns over the developer, like I said. But I mean, yeah, there's like a lot. Vampires, I think I remember seeing that game before. I was confused it with V Rising. I don't know why I confused it with V Rising. Vampires Masquerade, yeah, like. Oh no, the funny thing is, Ghost of Wokai, like all the game journalists, they didn't even, like, they just gave it like barely any applause. Even they know that game's dead on arrival. All right, so let's, now that we've got done with games coming out. I mean, not now we got done with Gamescom. Let's look at games coming out next month. Like I said in last month's video on this, like, there's not a lot coming out in September. I mean, you can see scrolling through here. Now, I'm not logged in because I do allow adult games on my account. I do buy adult games on my main. Yeah, you're sure there's a Gooner. I know I hide it so well. You know what's funny? I own a lot of adult games. I never get around to playing them. So adult games were not going to be talked about. But you can see, like, it's not terrible. It's a decent amount. We're getting on popular upcoming. So we are filtering out shovelware and the lesser games. Bad Cheese, that's going to be a good start to the month. That's the classic Mickey animation boomer shooter. And we keep going. Point and click. That looks actually pretty okay. Ooh, Metroidvania. Issues of that man job. Dude, I swear the other anti-workers got me like straight looking for that now, like on the fall. It looks okay. If you like Metroidvanias, yeah, check that out. Eden. Oh, another boomer shooter. Man, boomer shooters are really making a comeback now. Demon School. Yeah, I'm good. Like on that one. I do like horror. Check that one out. Early access. First person slasher combines depth of RPGs, replayability of roguelikes. Next person still up to 4 players. It's an extraction shooter. Yeah, hard pass on that one. Let's see. I mean, there's the Goat Silk Song that comes out in the 4th. We all know if you like Metroidvania, you're gonna be playing Silk Song on the 4th. I'm gonna be playing Silk Song on the 4th, unless they have an early access. Like if you like buy like a certain edition. Nope. For Shockwave, 4 legendary bosses, experience stunning orchestra score. By the way, you notice us chuds are not offended that the main character of Silk Song is female. It's almost as if we don't have a problem playing as female characters. We have a problem with propaganda and agitprop and Marxist nonsense. They're a boomer shooter. Dude, man, you dropping Hell man, push that game back, man. Like, look, Hell of Us looks good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I haven't really looked too much into it. It's interesting, but I'm kind of waiting more for it to come out. So the game was an open world. Let's see, story rich, Souls like, game. We fight all that other stuff. I haven't looked too close. It's like one of those games I'll probably end up playing, but I haven't really looked that close ahead. Oh, you can play it 3 days ahead before a release if you buy the advanced access version. That's $70. What do you get with that? Like just advanced access? Because I'm not gonna lie. I've seen some previews for this game, but I just haven't looked too closely at it.
I was born here, but I grew up on the outside.
Like if you buy that version, you get like all the DLC.
Why come back? My parents.
Yo, because I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a content creator, so like I can justify, especially in taxes, spending $70 for this game. But like if that's all you get is 3 days ahead access for $20 more, like I'm sorry, advanced access ain't worth $20, man. Like, no, I mean even Diablo 4, which I regret buying early access version for, gave you some like content with that. That game's gonna probably end up getting buried because it's going right up against Silksong. It's really tragic. Oh, the new Dawn drops in it. Oh man. Yo, blooper. You ain't on my blacklist, so as the CEO of Chud Inc., the #1 self-proclaimed video game consultation company, I'm gonna give you guys some free advice. Sorry, my inner corpo was telling me, hell no. Nothing free. Yo, push that back. Look, all due respect, the Hell of Us has way more buzz than your game. And Silksong comes out the day right before. Now, I know, like, you're not in the same genre as Silksong, but, you know, aside from people who will not play a Metroidvania, you're going to lose a good chunk of your audience because there's going to be some level of crossover from that. And then the Hell of Us is going to eat another chunk of your audience unless that game is absolute dog water. Yo, push that back, man. And then Daemon X Machina, another potentially good game. Now, you guys can keep going out on the 5th, because I'll be real with you, like, the crossover between Mech Game and Silksong and Hell Is Us, not huge. You guys are safe. You can see in the screenshots here, like, it just has way better, like, backgrounds. But Chronos, like, you have another game that's, I don't want to say out, it's not really horror. It's actually classified as horror. Let me look at that again. Let's see, is it horror? Does it have horror in there? No, it's just dark and Lovecraftian. Okay. So you have a game that's not outright horror like yours, but like has way better PR, way better pricing. You know, because I'm not gonna lie, I ain't, like even if I'm willing to give Chronos New Dawn a shot, like it ain't gonna be a no $60. Because no offense, Blooper has writing problems. Like their writing isn't bad like Emil's. Like, oh no, like they actually can write some I can't play. But like their endings just kind of suck. And I'm not gonna lie, like one of their games where they use lobotomies as like legitimate science and like that was just so disgusting. Like I just dropped that like instantaneously and installed that. Baby Steps. I'm telling you guys, Baby Steps is going to be or very possibly going to be like the streaming game of the month, right? Unless people are going to, if they're not locked up in Silk Song, Hell Is Us, and some are probably going to play Chronos. We all know that the mech crowd, they're going to be playing Demon X Machina on Titan, unless that game sucks. But that is like one of those weird games where you control each step, each foot, instead of the character. That is going to be that's going to be in so many shorts. Or it's going to get slept on, and then like the people who get on it early are just going to get like a ton of views when it gets popular. Or maybe I'm just wrong. I'm going to tell you, I've ran an art blog in the past. I've ran a Facebook page in the past. And let me tell you, like, there are things you think are going to be popular, and sometimes they legitimately are. And then sometimes they legitimately just don't for a reason, and some random, like, for example, like, Damon X Machina might end up blowing up bigger than New Dawn and Hell Is Us, like, just for reasons. Like, you really cannot anticipate the general audience. You just see what they like, and you just give them more of it. Which is why, in a sense, all content creators are kind of shillish, because we're responding to what you like. Creatures and Monsters. Oh, hey. They're releasing the Bubsy collection. Smart move. Heh, woke slop. Yeah, so I used to like Postal, but then the devs sent like a bunch of people to harass me, so they can just straight kiss my fucking ass. All right, so story time, people. They were complaining about people key theft, right? So what ends up happening is the developer will not hire a third company, and they will not have their own security, right? So, and keep in mind, the credit card companies have built-in security, which I learned from another commenter, that would actually make this not a problem. People then steal other people's credit cards, they buy a bunch of keys, and then they go to resell them on G2A or some other, group, right? Site. Now, G2A, they help remove keys and work with developers to make sure stolen keys are not on their platform. They're very proactive about this. But the problem with these developers is that they're whining that they will not take any basic security measures, and they're getting scammed. And very diplomatically, I just explained, because I actually saw an actual whole breakdown, the whole G2A issue. And yeah, surprisingly, it's not the fault of G2A. It's the fault of these publishers and small-time developers who want to sell keys but not like provide any security. Like, you can literally find companies who will sell keys for you. Like, I don't know like how easy they would be to find, but there's always resellers of everything that will do the necessary security measures. Like, how hard is it to have people who want to buy keys pass a basic background check? Like, hey, you have to provide an ID to buy $1,000 worth of keys from us. Or, you could go through, hell, a Humble Bundle, they sell keys. You could, use Humble Bundle as your wholesale reseller, right? But no, these companies won't do none of that, and I basically pointed that out. And then here's the dumb shit part, right? As someone pointed out and as they commented, they basically confirmed that everything I said was correct, but they just didn't like to hear it. And then said I didn't know what I was talking about. And the first comment was basically like, you just summed up. And the first comment from someone else was like, well, I should say first. But the comment from someone else was like, you just summed up everything he just said. So apparently he does know what he's talking about. Because there's like a couple people that actually were pretty decent about it. But yeah, ever since then, yeah, the company, I can't wait for them to go bankrupt. I know, petty. Over some internet drama. Yeah, I know. But you know what? In life, you're allowed a few moments of pettiness. I mean, do modulate to make sure you're not being stupid about it, or if it's not worth letting go. But you know what? When you want to be an outright douche to me and your games are fucking mediocre, yeah. I'm not going to be sad to see you go. Now, if anyone's wondering, like, well, Kevin, what if they apologize for their behavior? I'd probably let it go. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, it's like one of those issues. Like an apology would like seriously like just like fix it. You know, it's not that big a deal. But at the same point in time, you sent people to harass me. Your actions caused people to harass me. And I don't mean like some of those leftoids and the Marxists, like, oh, I got harassed. Like, if I really want to, I would have to go back through, find the conversation. I could show you fucking the straight, like, just like it wasn't like terrible. Like it was just some vulgarity and some stuff. It's like nowhere near like police are not gonna get called, right? Like reports are not gonna get filed to the platform. But like it was still some fucking nasty stuff. I shouldn't say truly nasty, just unpleasant. Yeah, I think it's more level than unpleasant. I don't want to oversell it, right? Because there are some people who go through some generally like truly heinous harassment, and I'm not gonna put it on the same level as that, but like it was an unpleasant to deal with immensely. But yeah, no, I'd say an apology would probably like go like I'm probably still wouldn't buy their games again, but like an apology would work. Oh, and then there's Caught we saw. Again, I don't know if that game's getting pushed out of September, because like there's a couple games I saw that are getting pushed out of September. Like 3 companies already announced it. Yeah, I don't do point and click, so I don't really care about that. Zombies. What is that, like one of those adult games? Yo, Steam, what the hell? You trying to get me canceled? Or are you trying to get me that Gooner audience? Yo, I'm full Team Darkside for the record. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Everyone says they're for Team Light. Until bills are due. And then it's just one commission. It can't hurt. It's just one commission. You get your bills paid. And then that one commission gets more attention than anything you've done with Safe for Work. And it pays so much more. Okay. I know I only said it was one commission. But I'll just do a few commissions here and there because, you know, money's nice. And, you know, before long, you find yourself you're doing more and more not safe for work. And then your safe for work becomes your side thing. And then it becomes your rarer to do thing. And now you fall into the dark side. See, because the dark side of gooning, it's not a direct access. Well, I mean, we have a nice elevator, you know, speed run doors and all that. You know, it's pretty nice too. The buttons on the elevator are little nipples too. Yeah, we're serious gooners. So, but like a lot of times it's slippery. So I swear, like there's been a couple artists that end up happening to. Like there was like I was talking to my brother. He was talking about a furry artist. He does not like doing furry art. But what ended up happening was he started like he needed like one furry commission, and then like it paid well. he was getting started out, so like, you know, and then that guy really liked his work, and so he recommended other people. Because for some strange reason, furries have a lot of money. Like there's probably like an Illuminati of furries out there. I don't know what they're doing, and I hope it's only just degenerate stuff because yeah, they have a lot of influence and pull, or could, I should say. Yeah, they have a lot more power than they really should. And then he ended up sorry, I was checking comments there. And then so he ended up doing a bunch of furry commissions. And then he hops off because he wants to go back doing regular art, right? And he's polite to the furry community because, you know, he didn't burn bridges. And that's really a smart thing to do. Like, unless you absolutely have to, don't bother burning bridges. So he goes off and does regular art, and the people don't pay him. Like some people steal his art, like, and he has nothing but problems. So he just gets so sick and tired of it because it's not even paying as well as the furries paid. So he just went back to doing furry commissions. He doesn't like it, but it pays the bills, and he likes eating. So, you know, and that is how you fall to the dark side. Give in to the dark side. Bookshock Simulator. Those wonderful, wonderful sim games. No, I mean, there's like just some decent like Indian AA. What's Enterprise? Oh, MMORPG. Yeah, see right there. You put a. Oh, please let that be a chick. Picture on there, and all right. Drum roll. We get the hentai tag. Oh no, LGBTQ flag. Didn't see that coming. Town to City, Pompeii Legacy. No, I mean, like, really, September's gonna be my month to catch up on stuff. Like, it's gonna be Silk Song at the beginning of the month, which will probably interrupt my Fallout 4 and Story Wolf run. Because I'm not gonna wait on that. And then near the end of the month, it's definitely gonna be not Final Fantasy. Final Hill of Resident Evil. The most ambitious crossover ever. It'll be Silent Hill F. Because, like, there's just not, like, there's, like, some of this stuff, like, there. I hate my waifu streamer. Man, I know I should not risk myself getting banned. But the temptation. Dark side, why would you betray me like this? What? Because it's funny. Yeah, no, I mean, it is actually pretty hilarious. Yeah, no, that is pretty hilarious. Oh, Goblin Cleanup. That was actually pretty fun. Played the demo back a few Next Fests ago. I mean, there's the Beast. But I'm going to wait and see in the Beast. Because, again, my backlog from, like, last month, that like from the good sales, like, it's just so long. I think I'd rather save some money next month and, like, check stuff off my backlog. Unless it's super urgent. And I don't see Dying Light the Beast being super urgent, but that's definitely a game a lot of people are going to play. I mean, I love my zombie games. I have my backlog is too big. I just really need to clean it off because I have some pretty good games I got last sales. So beginning of the month, you have. I mean, the big month was actually pretty solid for a gamer. Like, I think the most thing gamers are going to play is going to be Silk Song's going to be number one. Hell of Us. And I think if that game's not buggy, it'll irk out a decent player base. And then Chronos New Dawn. I think some people are going to give Blooper a shot. Like, Blooper, especially because a lot of people did have some positive reception to the Silent Hill remake for the modern audience. Which they increased the boob size and shrunk the heads. Which really makes me think the reason why Konami is giving that. And I just remember Konami put that bullcrap on that one game. Oh, you're buying a license. I will get my money back if you yank that game from me. But I think Konami's giving them another shot with the Silent Hill remake because they had to include ship numbers in the second game to get 2 million, which is pretty much tells you the game flopped. But if the problem was modern audience design, then doing a remake of 1, I don't know if that's been announced or not. Or just rumored, but doing a remake of 1 without modern audience would probably go over way better. I mean, there's Borderlands 4 right there, but we all know that woke slop's going to fail. Especially when you're coming in a month that there's not a lot releasing, but, you got Silk Song, Hell is Us. I'll be honest, I'll play New Dawn before I'll touch Borderlands 4. I mean, I'll touch all the other 3 before I touch, New Dawn, but I'm playing New Dawn long before I play Borderlands 4. Like, some guy who had to come into my, like, streams like, yo, like, 1,000 hours to play Borderlands 4 to get me to play Borderlands 4. And then, but, realistically, it'll probably eke out, like, a decent player count that will be too low, so content creators like myself, Dr. Disaster. We'll mock. Oh, and Dr. Disaster. I got to form my sentences properly. And then it will be Dying Light the Beast. All right. Oh, dude, I didn't know that. You know what? Gotta note that. Toll comes out next month. You gotta manage like a town or some stuff like that. It actually looks pretty wholesome. I'm actually gonna look forward to that one. That might be the one that makes me break my backlog roll. That might make me break my backlog roll. Full disclosure, I might break my backlog rule for that one. I shouldn't say rule, but general principle. Well, not principle. My plan. Break my plans. There we go. God is Forsaken. What's that one? Bullet Hell. Medieval Black. I've seen previews of Medieval Blacksmith Simulator. It looks okay. It'll be a cozy game that people use to kill time. And then we have Silent Hill F at the end of the month. Agatha Christie, I think those games actually do end up selling pretty well, so they'll probably do a decent amongst its own audience. Oh yeah, I think I know this one. That's the one that basically you have to hide. Lost Rift. Yeah, next month has some pretty decent stuff. Oh, a new Altair game drops. I think that's a new one. Now, why is it including the title City Builder, this one? And then we just kind of have to wait till like the end of September, see what's going to come out in August. October. I want to say August. Because you can't month right. Sounds like me. Oh, I mean, Painkiller, that's going to be great. Kingmaker, that's going to be the stream game of the... Definitely. Oh, October looks like it has some way bit more bangers. September is actually a lot more packed than I thought it would be. Still kind of light. I'm going to definitely save some money, though. Let's see. Hey, again, where are all the, you're just sexist Gunners, shots. What for this game? Yeah, I mean, here's the new Altair game. All Altair games have female leads. I think this actually might. I think you actually might be able to play as a male character this one. And these games are actually pretty cozy. I mean, you've always had male-like characters in the games, but like oh yeah, no, you actually can play as a male character. I don't want to say it's a first for the genre. I mean, for the series. But yeah, typically you play as a female. Like, I'll be honest, I haven't played every last Atelier game. How many of them have I actually played? Oh, no, that was female. But I had a main character. Okay, I think there might have been one before this. You play as had an option as a male character. Yeah, I think it was the one within the Dust Saga. I think one of the Dust Saga ones had it. But yeah, that's actually pretty rare to be able to play as a male character in the Altair games. Like they're pretty much female dominated. And the sheer fact that you don't see no buzz on Twitter about this. Wow, I don't think I'm inside my boomer ass uses Facebook. But you don't see much buzz about this on social media. And again, though, like every time there's some woke female design, these people are out in force, right? But you have good female-led character, good games led with female leads, and they're silent. Like you don't see none of them signal boosting any of these games. But yours truly sure as hell will.
Why
何が出るかな。これがあればもっと強くなれるんじゃない。
正々堂々勝負だ。
Alright, but do you like me to play the last game? Do you know what's going on for this one? Since this exploration, battle, shop, town development. I wonder if I have to play the last game though. Let's see, that's Eltalia Rizrana. Well, you'll be able to tell, like, if you have to play, if they're in the same franchise, because they will have like the same surname on them, right? So, like, Eltalia Yuma. I think that was the last one. It came out earlier. Why are we getting two Eltalia games in the same year? That's weird. That's very weird. Okay, maybe the PC version can... No, I swear the version came out. Yeah, why are we getting two Eltalia games in the same year? I didn't know they churned them out that quick. It's yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of weird. Normally, I think like 2 years apart. Yeah, I'd be willing to play this one though. I do love me Eltalia games. They're okay. I know I sound so indecisive. Katana, like, that's pretty good there. I think Katana's gonna get slept on though. It's gonna be a good game, but it's gonna get slept on. It's just jam-packed between too many like really higher end games. Although I'm gonna laugh if it does better than Borderlands 4. Yeah, man, there's some decent stuff coming out next month. Not a ton. A lot of good indie games like Goblin Cleanup, Toa, The Guardian. You have mainline games like Dying Light, The Beast. Oh, dude, how did I miss Endless Legend 2? Man, I do love me a 4X game. Once you get over the learning curve, I swear, like, dude. 4X games are like those magical games where you sit down and then magically it's 6 o'clock in the morning. You have no idea how the hell you got there. You either were abducted by aliens and have missing time, or you were playing a 4X game. One of those two is true. Or both of those two are true. Silent Hill F. Silent Hill F is definitely going to be the dominant one for the horror game that month. Like, it's going to beat Kronos. But Kronos has a decent chance because it's the beginning of the month. Oh, and then there's True Vikings. That's another like indie game I think it's actually on my wish list. So, simulation RPG. I think it has some settlement building. Let me check here again. Yeah, you manage your settlement. That looked okay. So many indie games, so little time. Remember, right, guys? So let me know down in the comments what you think looks good. What are you guys going to be playing next month? And then at the end of September, we'll look into October. We'll probably just talk about October next month. I don't think there's any really major gaming conventions to draw out a whole live stream for. So that will be our live stream for next month when we talk about games. Can't wait to watch that fail. But I think that'll do it for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like, subscribe. Let me know what games you're looking forward to. What games from Gamescom actually excited you or interested you? Because let's be honest, some of them, a lot of them weren't really terribly exciting, but there was plenty of interesting. The difference between happiness and content. And oh wait, Lost Rift too. Oh no, that's a different game. Also, that looks similar to like another game that's been big game. I'm like, oh, that game's dropping. Really surprised. Really surprised there's 2 Alteria games dropping the same year. That's kind of weird. Not gonna lie. There's be like kind of some reason behind that. But anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you all for tuning in, as I said before. And let's begin the ending sequence. Oh, yeah. And since you guys since I don't have to worry about getting my account nuked because it's a adult game, let's find out. Show me proper upcoming properly. Where was it at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Waifu streamer, where you at? Oh, no, it's only a visual novel. Life sim, psychological horror, dating sim, romance, interactive fiction, nonlinear. Man, I could have checked that out and not got in trouble with the YouTube. Man. Wow, she actually goes crazy. Actually looks so cool.